This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Less than a year before the expiration of Major League Baseball's collective bargaining agreement, the union is without its longtime leader following the resignation of Executive Director Tony Clark. The move comes in the wake of the Eastern District of New York's ongoing investigation into the finances and other dealings of the MLBPA. NBA Celtics forward Jason Tatum continues to rehab from a torn Achilles. Practiced with Boston's G League team last week. Still doesn't have a timeline for his return, and there's no need for Tatum to rush back for the Celtics, notes ESPN's Danny Green.
They are a great group. Are they contenders right now? Yes. But will they win a championship this year with him? I don't see it. I think the chip still stands in the West or one of those other teams. But Jaylen Brown could be making a different case for that. But to me, it's like there's no rush for him to come back right now because I don't just see them as a championship team just yet. But it'd be cool to see him come back for his own individual challenges to show the world, this is something I can get over.
Mavericks minority owner Mark Cuban posted on X he believes the NBA should embrace tanking and instead turn its focus toward improving affordability as well as quality of game presentation.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Wednesday, we are weeks away from free agency in the NFL, but it's never too early to tell you the best landing spots for the biggest free agents available. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Musso. And Mr. Toby Tumpley. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Happy Mardi Gras, everybody. Shea Dixon in 15 minutes. LSU AD Verge Osberry, 1 hour. The Osberries taste like Osberries. Ben McDonald, that was a Willy Wonka reference. The schnozberries.
Snot, yes, there you go.
Is it schnoz or schnoz? Schnozberries. I don't know. Schnoz or schnoz?
I don't know. Yeah, I always thought it was schnoz.
Schnoz.
Yeah.
Ben McDonald next hour. Ton to do. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
All right, a lot to get to today. Glad you're hanging out with us here. The LSU Baseball Tigers wrapped up 4 games in 4 days. They're off here on Fat Tuesday. They'll play Nichols on Wednesday and then take off to Jacksonville for a round robin this weekend, which should, the competition will ramp up dramatically. We'll get a better look at the Tigers when they're punching closer, not at their own weight, but closer to their own weight. But LSU beats Kent State on Monday 10-7, and a lot to like about this. They kept the offensive pressure on, scoring in each of the first 6 innings. And I'd love Gavin Guidry coming in and putting out the fire late the way that he did. Now, it's 2 outings for Gavin Guidry on the season, and in each of his outings, he has struck out 5 in the 2 innings that he is, well, it was 2 1/3 on Monday, 2 innings on Friday. But Gavin Guidry has been outstanding so far, which is fantastic to see for LSU. Couple of takeaways from this game. And again, this is a lot of LSU easing into the season. Over the weekend, we got to see a lot of pitchers. We got to see 3 different players start at second base over 3 days. We got to see late inning defensive replacements. We got to see different lineups. Chris Stanfield's been out the past couple of games with a hand injury that Jay Johnson. Guys, can you play that real quick? This was Jay after the game. Just the people have been wondering why Stanfield hasn't been playing the last 2 games. This is it here.
He's doing okay. Yeah, it's the swellings didn't go down a lot between yesterday and today, and so the hitting will be the last thing to come. We could pinch run him. We could play defense. He can catch the ball. It's just too swollen to turn the barrel over.
Chris Stanfield has played roughly 10,000 college baseball games, so Not super worried about him not being out there in a February game against Kent State. Just get your hand healthy and be ready to roll whenever LSU will invariably need him for the start of conference play. But hopefully it's much before then for Chris Stanfield. But a few things. Number one, how can we start anywhere other than Jake Braun and this just scorching hot start? 2 more homers on Monday. That's 4 so far to start the season. He's hitting a robust .529. He's awesome. And I know there's some of you that are going to think I'm going to sit here and take a victory lap. Of course, I'm not going to do that 4 games into the season or ever. And it's not like I'm any type of savant. All you need is eyes to see that Jake Braun is basically from central casting of what you want a baseball player to look like. He's 6'2", 205. He hits with power at all fields. He can hit for average. He hit .320 last year. He's got plus speed. He's got a plus arm. He's got a great glove. He's effectively a defensive center fielder playing right field. He's great. And if he keeps this up, number one, it will be an incredible answer to the question of how LSU is going to replace the power numbers lost by Jared Jones. I'm not suggesting Jake Brown's going to hit 20-plus home runs, although he certainly could. But he's mostly, I think, Derek Curiel gets so much attention, and rightfully so. He's outstanding. But you can look at Curiel and Braun side by side and see that Braun is a more advanced version of Derek Curiel. And I know that's going to sound odd, but Curiel played every day last year as a freshman where Braun platooned. But Curiel affects the baseball. Braun affects the baseball when he hits it. Curiel certainly has shown the ability to hit for power to all fields, but as Terrio has told us for years, of course, power is always the last tool to come along. But Braun's got a better arm than Curiel. Braun's a step faster than Curiel. Jay Johnson has said that Jake Braun's the best athlete on the team. So I don't think this is any great surprise. And I am really excited to see what it'll look like where Jake Braun gets another 100 at-bats this year. Jake Braun with 250, 280 at-bats this season, what that's going to look like as far as production should be really, really fun, especially with him hitting right here in the middle of this lineup. So great start for Jake Braun. 4 home runs in the game. Braun and York also homered. Mason Braun hitting his first home run was awesome. And this is a guy, I was talking to a scout who comped him to Kyle Schwarber, and it makes sense, and we'll see where he ultimately ends up landing as a fielder in his career. But for now, what you want is the bat and the big pop potential out of that bat. And he's one of those guys we're likely going to see platoon at DH this year and may end up becoming the primary DH. We'll see him, and he got the start on opening day. But Braun is a guy with a super high ceiling who can help replace a lot of that power and be a dangerous bat sitting anywhere in the lineup. And it was so nice to see him hit his first bomb. And it was a laser opposite field, which sort of illustrates the ability right there. After the game, Jay Johnson did talk about Mason Braun because this is a guy that they have been talking a lot about here leading up to his freshman season.
You see it with a young guy like Mason to stay on the ball and hit a fastball hard the other way with 2 strikes and 2 outs with runners in scoring position. And he's just really strong, so he can drive it over the fence. He's got some real hitter qualities. He loves baseball. He's a perfect player for me, perfect player for our program. I'm not into the comp thing a lot, but he has a lot of Trey Morgan, Josh Pearson, and Cade Beloso combined, is how I would explain him as a hitter. And that's a big compliment. And I'm really excited about his present and his future.
York hit the other homer, of course, homered in his first at-bat, and everybody we've talked about him now for several weeks being a fan favorite. I can't wait to see what the nicknames end up being. I know he said he prefers Big Papa, but the NIL deals that are sure to come. How about yesterday, man? On first base, got himself a nice secondary lead. Beautiful read on the dirt ball, took off. Beautiful form slide into second base. The crowd loved it, which was awesome to see. He's 1 for 1 on stolen bases this season. And I know we're going to talk about the power because he was a 20-homer guy a year ago at Grand Canyon. But the thing that I'd been told about York leading up to the season was the most impressive thing is his plate discipline. And yes, we're going to talk about the homers, but in 11 at-bats, he's got 4 hits, 2 of them homers, of course, but he's walked 4 times. He's been hit by 2 pitches. He has a sacrifice fly. So he is finding productivity during his plate appearances, even when he's not hitting the ball out of the yard, which is awesome. We talked about second base. There were 3 different second basemen in 3 games over the weekend. Dardar started there on Monday. He was 1 for 2 at the plate, but he walked 3 times. So, again, that's a guy that probably defensively is a little bit of a liability at second base. Not probably, he is. He's a liability defensively at second base. But you want the bat in the lineup. So I could see a world where if Dardar kind of emerges as sort of your everyday second baseman, or certainly against right-handers, then maybe Jack Ruckert becomes the late inning defensive replacement. Like look at the first batter that Grant Fontenot faced, the roller to the right side for the base hit. Now they were in a defensive shift, but that's still a play that Dardar probably should have, or the starting second baseman at LSU should have been able to make. So that's one of those where, and that sort of compounded the issue in that inning, was at the 7th for Fontenot. So you've got better options defensively, but Jay's going to have to weigh, and we know Jay prefers offense, so he'll likely go with the better bat, which is very likely Dardar at this point, especially with Reeves playing in left field with Stanfield out. But just something to watch. If you want the positives on the bump, Sheeran and Guidry just continue to be awesome. Devin Sheeran has faced 4 hitters. He struck them all out. I mean, he's been everything so far. It's early, but he's been everything that, he's been worth the wait. We'll put it to you that way. And we talked about Guidry a little bit as well. Guidry relies so much on his breaking ball. It will shorten his outings because inevitably there's going to be a day where he can't land the breaking ball. And when he can't land the breaking ball, he's going to be in trouble throwing his fastball over the plate. But love the emotion, and it's infectious, and it's so obvious when he comes out of the bullpen, and the team feeds off of it, and he has been awesome, and he's going to be a key guy out of the bullpen for this LSU team. So that's awesome. But Sheeran was so fun to watch, man. I can't even imagine being a right-hander facing Devin Sheeran, just jelly-legging right-handers. They'll play Nichols on Wednesday. We'll see where they go. Maybe it's Cooper Williams. Connor Benj hasn't thrown yet. He certainly could start in that game. Williams might make sense, but then do you want Williams available for you on Friday, potentially in the game in Jacksonville? If so, then you maybe don't throw Williams on Wednesday. So there's no shortage of options for Jay Johnson and Nate Yeske in which way they want to go, but they're sorting through things as they're wont to do here in the early going. But the Tigers are 4-0 and continuing to look really impressive, both with their depth of quality arms and their ability to hit 1 through 9. So Tigers 4-0. They have the day off today, and then they'll be back at it on Wednesday with Nichols coming into the box. All right, our show Open Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with Bud Light, the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of the LSU Tigers. If you are at a parade today or just taking the day for Mardi Gras, make sure you have plenty of delicious ice-cold Bud Light on the parade route with you. Was at Orpheus yesterday at our parish party. We had the balcony at Avenue Pub, was drinking some delicious ice-cold Bud Light with my parish koozie there on the balcony at Avenue Pub on St. Charles, watching Orpheus last night. We had a great time. But listen, whether you're at a parade, whether you're at a ball game where they have the officially licensed LSU Baseball National Championship commemorative aluminum bottles, whether you're just at home, your favorite watering hole restaurant, make sure you've got the official beer of the LSU Tigers, the official beer of the national champs. That's Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR. All right, it's after further review. We're going to knock out a break. Shea Dixon on 3 is going to join us next. Verge Osberry in 45 minutes from right now. Of course, a day ago, a landmark announcement for LSU with the jersey patch sponsorship with Woodside Energy. That we'll talk about his early impressions of Lane Kiffin, and a lot of other stuff that we'll get to with Verge coming up here in about 45 minutes. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Duplessis Builders, duplessisbuilders.net, duplessisbuilders.net. Check them out online, duplessisbuilders.net. Remember, when you go to the website, so convenient on the homepage, whether you're looking for pool or outdoor kitchen, on the homepage at duplessisbuilders.net, they have a pick your pool or pick your kitchen option where you click on it. And yet, listen, you can design any custom pool or outdoor kitchen you want. They'll work with you to do whatever you want. But they have designs, 11 different pool designs, starting as low as $48,000. And financing is available, by the way, where you can pick your design and then select it, and then you can pick all your finishes. What tiles do you want? Do you want fountains, water features, LED lights, all that sort of stuff? You can pick all that. Pick all your finishes. You can do it right there on the website at duplessisbuilders.net, duplessisbuilders.net. Start that path to building your dream pool today. It's duplessisbuilders.net.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. Earned by showing up, putting in the work, the hours that nobody sees. I didn't get here on my own. I trust my coaches to lead, my teammates to step up, and when the game is on the line, Our Lady of the Lake to keep me healthy and on the court. Because it takes a champion to care for a champion. I trust the Lake.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable. And
after further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
All right, glad you're with us here. We always appreciate Sunshine. Sunequip.com, sunequip.com. Past the new PQ exit, which is coming along every single day. Pass it every day on my way to and from work. You can see the brand new Sunshine facility going up right there. Can't wait for it to be open here in a matter of weeks. And when it is, we'll be there for the grand opening. We'll let you know when they do the ribbon cutting over at Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Shea Dixon from On 3, the Bengal Tiger, joins us every Tuesday. Good enough to hang here. Shady, how are you, man?
I'm doing well. Happy Mardi Gras, Matt.
Happy Mardi Gras. Thanks for making time on the holiday. Good news, I guess, for Lane Kiffin. On Monday, we found out that Jake Olsen, after reports that he was entertaining an offer from the Washington Commanders, is staying in Baton Rouge. Reaction to the Olsen news?
Yeah, I think it's big for a number of reasons, Matt. Obviously, one is that continuity that you keep just simply with the staff, right? And then the players that you return and you've brought in these transfers. Ty Benefield at safety is a big one. Lath and Ransom, and I'll kind of include him in the relationship
All right,
side of this.
Put him down. Just call him, please. Shay, we're having a little trouble. I don't know if you can hear me, Shay. We're having a little trouble with the with the connection there. I don't know if it's bad on our end or what it may be, but just call him on his cell. We'll get Shay here. I don't want to miss what he's saying there about Olsen, and that feels significant. And I'm sure at some point Lane and/or Jake Olsen, Blake Baker will speak about that decision. But when the NFL comes calling, typically the NFL gets what they want. I know there was some flirtation there, some reported interest in Charlie Weiss Jr., but this feels like it's the second assistant on this staff that there at least was some interest or overtures from the NFL that have chosen to stay at LSU. Okay, we have Shay back with us. Shay, let's just start over there, man. The phone was not cooperating with us on the connection. So you were saying a reaction to Jake Olsen remaining in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, I think it's big for a few reasons. Obviously, the staff continuity, right? That they kept Blake Baker when he made that decision to pass on the chance to be Tulane's head coach and stay at LSU, and he got a new deal. And everyone but that D-line spot, coach-wise, you kept. And then here late, and even in the NFL hiring season, it felt like Jake Olsen getting an opportunity to move on. And what was the Commanders at the end of this past week that he was offered a spot on the staff, and there was a lot of buzz that okay, he's likely headed out, and instead it's staying put. And obviously Lane Kiffin and LSU and Verge, who you'll have on later, did what they had to do to keep him. This is a guy that Baker, remember, brought with him from Missouri, but even though he's from the Dakotas and was at Missouri with him, I think he's been at 4 or 5 Louisiana colleges across his coaching career. So he knows everything down here, but knows Baker. And I think that combination of splitting the DB room with Raymond and Olsen has worked out well for him the past 2 years. And then you look at kind of the continuity you have with bringing back Spears. Yes, A.J. Halsey moves on, but you bring back Tamarcus Cooley, who, remember, Halsey missed some time, what was it, like half a game or whatever. So it was Cooley who played the most snaps of anyone on the defensive roster this past season. So he's got that room where you've got experience with those two guys, Spears and then Cooley, and you've brought in Ty Benefield, who they love out of Boise State. That was a guy who kind of like Mansour Delane a year ago, if you'll remember, Matt. I don't even know if people kind of tracked it at the time, but he could have gone pro and thought about it, and instead said, okay, I'll transfer to LSU. I'll go to that bigger stage, play in the SEC. And now you've got his younger brother coming in, transferring in, which only a year ago, he's coming from Ohio State. It was just a year ago that he was being recruited by Jake Olsen to LSU. So that relationship is already there, and you don't have to, again, now go searching for another coach, which on defense, they only had to do it one spot. On offense, you had to do the entire staff. So the ability to keep that defensive staff in place and then win that Baker battle, which in turn obviously kept guys like Olsen here and now kind of helped even further get them to stay, is big, I think, because we know what to expect from this defensive staff, and that's not going to take any major leap in either direction, I don't think, from Williams to another coach. You're not replacing everyone, so he can kind of come in seamlessly, and you can kind of keep moving forward. So I think toss in recruiting, which he's already got relationships with a lot of 2027 prospects. You just keep moving forward, which I think was the goal for Lane in the offseason, right, was that, hey, I'm going to keep this defensive staff in place. Well, that meant keeping people like Jake Olsen through not just the college season, but the NFL season.
Shay, what is Jake Olsen's reputation as a recruiter?
I thought you were going to ask what he made. I was like, man, I have no idea. I just Google it. He's got a good one. I know, look, everyone talks about Corey Raymond, but Olsen, look, Deshaun Spears is someone who he had gotten close to. I mean, just because he was a local guy, that relationship, I think, is one that has been strong. Helped keep Deshaun Spears here is one of the elements. I mean, he could have entered the portal if he thought, hey, they're looking at other safeties and returning Cooley. And then just building out on this 2027 class, even here in Louisiana. I mean, there's some DBs you can look at Nanning's little brother, Jay Nanning, is the safety that he's got a good relationship. And then nationally, he's already started. I mean, they were on the road right when the portal ended for 2 weeks in January, and he was doing national recruiting, which is just weird to even think about. But with the portal these days, again, you miss on Delane's younger brother a year ago, and then 10 months pass, and then he's on your roster, not even a full year. So those relationships that he had built through recruiting were big. So like I said, I think having him in that room in addition to Corey Raymond, it's a lot for one person to do from the start, with safeties and corners, and you toss in nickel or other positions like star that they use, I think, a lot more at safety this year than they did a year ago with Harold Perkins. And I think it's a really good thing. I don't think they wanted to be in a spot where they had to go searching for someone just because he checks all those boxes, from relationships to, like I said, knowing the staff, knowing the current players.
Shea Dixon on 3, the Bengal Tiger. Yeah, Shea, I was curious if Jake Olsen had left, what they would have done. And so I kind of opined on Locked on LSU that maybe they would have gone back and combined the corner and safety role with Raymond as the DB's coach, and then elevated Chris Kiffin, who's already got the co-DC title nominally, right? So maybe you could better explain the 10, because everybody can coach on the field now. So what really is the value of the 10 sort of quote unquote full-time on-field staffers?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is going on the road to recruit. And I was trying to think the other day, Matt, and I was talking to some people in the office at On 3 in Nashville about this, and we were trying to pick out what is the difference. And beyond salary, which I'm not even sure now with the amount, analysts and your kind of extra assistants are being paid, that with the ability to have kind of that interaction in practice, what you're referencing, what people may not know is even when shadow staffs or whatever it was called began, and you added legit coaches to positions, even if they weren't on field, you had to kind of it was skirt around, coaching and practice. You couldn't do any of that. So if the media were out there, they were certainly not helping. That's not the case anymore. Everybody's able to pitch in. So really, beyond getting on the road and recruiting, I'm not sure there's much of a difference between what some of these analysts are doing and then what your on-field coaches are doing, if you're giving them the responsibility, which I think you brought up the perfect person there, a guy like Kiffin, who is coaching linebackers, which allows Blake Baker to bounce around to kind of every position as a DC, which he was not doing before. And if you've got enough faith in a guy like Chris Kiffin to be a linebackers coach, and Baker's there, then the difference between on-field versus just an analyst role is nothing more that I can find than you being able to go on the road and recruit. And I'm glad we're talking this out, or at least I am out loud, because I'm so stuck in that mindset of the 10 on-field assistants. And I'm looking right now on the website, there's 20 guys listed that I would count as on-field coaches right now. So I don't know how they're breaking it up, but between having inside receivers coaches, in addition to George McDonald being a wide receivers coach, and having a quarterbacks coach like Dane Stevens, or having, people who are assistants on the D-line beyond your two coach like Lou Spanos, and then still have a special teams coordinator, which kind of you had to dance around that at times with 10 on-field coaches. So, and they've got Joe Houston, right, from Florida, who had been the special teams coordinator there. So, beyond recruiting, and I'm guessing these guys are probably paid well, that there isn't much of a difference anymore, and that's a good thing. It's kind of more hands on deck.
So I really wonder if they would have if Olsen had left, I'm not sure they would have added someone. It feels like Chris Kiffin would have just taken that role as the 10th on field that could go recruit. Maybe they would have added someone else on the shadow staff or something. But yeah, it's a fascinating time. All right, Shea, before you go, we know we got the dates for spring football. What is the recruiting calendar now? I know that the staff is all out during this dead period, but what's next? Fill us up, between now and the start of spring.
Yeah, so they will be coming, but as spring starts on late, so the 23rd, 24th is when spring football starts, and it runs to April 24th. So you're coming in after LSU has spring break, which is the March 9th weekend. So it's like the 9th through the 13th or something like that. So they're not going to have that break in spring ball. So you'll have however many straight weeks of it. And for recruiting, they're already lining up visitors during that stretch just because they know, hey, look, we've released the dates. There's no extended break here. And I'm glancing at the calendar now. Yes, the dead period will end on March 1st. So March 2nd through April 14th is a quiet period, which means you can't be off-campus recruiting, but you can have guys onto campus. So as is the case each spring, I don't think it'll change just because the head coach does. They'll have recruits at every single practice, whether it's Louisiana guys or guys nationally who kind of make the rounds and hit up a bunch of spring practices with schools they're offered by. And that'll be every day for them across those 15 allotted practices. And then spring game is the 24th, Matt. I'm looking here. That's an open, you move right into a full contact period. So they'll be back off campus again. So there's no point in spring ball across that entire month where they can't be recruiting, which means, like I said, every one of those 15 practices, they'll have some recruits on the sideline.
Shea Dixon on 3, the Bengal Tiger. Get him on Twitter or X at Shea Dixon. Thanks, man.
Yep. Happy Mardi Gras, everyone.
Same, man. We'll see you. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by First South Farm Credit, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. Of course, we always tell you how First South Farm Credit can help you finance your land. Well, maybe you need that farm equipment that you get from Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. You can finance your farm equipment at First South Farm Credit as well. But of course, we talk about First South Farm Credit. What we're talking about is buying land. And at the website, firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. That's firstsouthland.com. You get the ultimate recreational land buying guide. It is totally free. It is an awesome resource. It's right there at the website. If you're thinking of buying land, you should go use that free resource to learn about this process. And, of course, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. firstsouthland.com, firstsouthland.com. Thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. Thanks to Shea for joining us. A Verge Osberry in 28 minutes from right now. LSU's AD. We'll also talk some LSU baseball. Ben McDonald next hour. We'll knock out a quick break, come back. We'll go around the SEC. And Mike Elko, the latest to pound the drum for a college football commissioner. We'll let you hear what the Texas A&M coach said next on AFR.
After Further Review.
Great day on this holiday, maybe to pause. A lot of people have the day off. Maybe you've given your staff off. It's a good time when you have time and you're just getting off the hamster wheel of the day-to-day to take back, pull back, look at the 10,000-foot view of your organization. And maybe this is the time to get online and check out Glow Resources. GLO, glowresources.com, glowresources.com. They are complete employer solutions at Glow Resources. It's pretty simple. At Glow Resources, they help you find the people that are going to make your business the most effective it can possibly be and the most efficient it can possibly be. Glowresources.com. They are not a temp staffing agency, and they have grown to be one of the largest private companies in Baton Rouge. They're on the Business Reports list, the top 100 private companies in Baton Rouge last year. No doubt they'll be there again this year. If you're trying to drive your business forward and you need complete confidence, Glow Resources can help get you there with looking for your solutions. GLO, glowresources.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Parrish, we're built for tough players and tough roofs.
Coach is tough on us about preparation, and Parrish brings that same championship mindset.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
ParrishBuilt.com. I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you'll likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me. Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here. Helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Plowing these fields in the hot summer sun, over by the gate, Lordy, here.
March Madness is heading to Vegas, and LouisianaSports.net is sending one of you plus a friend with it. We're giving away a 3-night Las Vegas getaway from Wednesday, March 18th through Saturday, March 21st, just in time to watch all the madness. Hotel stay and flights are covered, and all you have to do to enter is head to LouisianaSports.net and click the March Madness giveaway link. Sign up now before our March Madness Pick'em launches. Get yourself entered, and you could be watching the tournament from Las Vegas instead of your couch. The winner will be announced on Monday, March 2nd.
Had a great weekend. Saturday, I went down to Endymion. If you've never been to Endymion, man, it is just I think the Endymion Ball, or the Endymion Extravaganza, as they call it, is maybe my favorite night of the year annually. If not my favorite, it's certainly on the short list. It's just, the Superdome is full. This gigantic parade rolls through the dome. It's so much fun. You could pull this up. All these are some photos of me and Erica from there. I put on my Instagram and my Facebook. And the great thing, man, is it's just beautiful people in formals and just having a great time. And there's so much energy and life and love and music, and it's just fantastic. There's DJ Ash, by the way, from the Mixed Nuts, came and watched the parade with us before they did their set, which was really cool. He did offer for me, again, to come on stage to do neck with them like we did during KKDL. And I didn't make it, however. We tapped out at 2:45 a.m., and it was storming outside, by the way.
That's a good time to call it quits, honestly.
Well, not really, because then to walk back to the hotel, it's storming. But I'll tell you this, Muse. One of those instances where being an older guy actually paid off. So while everybody, all the youngins were out there waiting on Ubers, all standing out there with their phone waiting on Ubers.
Just getting drenched.
Well, no, under the overhang of the dome.
Okay.
But they're all out there waiting on Ubers. You know what your boy did?
What'd you do?
Your boy walked about 100 feet, and there was a line of taxi cabs. I don't think you ever ridden in a taxi in your life?
I have not.
It's crazy to me. So found a taxi, and the taxi cab driver was willing to take me and Erica to our hotel just off the meter if we paid in cash. So also being an older person, I carry cash.
There you go.
And so slipped the dude $60, and guess what? I mean, he only brought us about a half a mile. But,
Ooh.
well, you walk half a mile in torrential rain.
Supply and demand, man.
Yes.
Like, I
While
get it.
wearing a tuxedo and your wife is wearing a formal. And I also had new shoes on, and I was not interested in walking back to the hotel in my new sneakers. Actually, Paul, show this. This is me and Erica. Go full screen. There's me and Erica at the Endymion Extravaganza, looking very dapper.
Dapper.
She's beautiful, but check. I mean,
shiny.
I mean, come on.
Black and gold?
Metallic gold.
Metallic gold. Okay.
Hey, Richard Condon, eat your heart out, chump. Try to put me on blast for wearing sneakers and a formal. Old guy. Wear your old guy shoes and hurt your feet.
I was gonna say a lot
Dork.
of people do that now. Like that's kind of a thing. Right?
Yes. It's very socially acceptable. And I love it. And I got so many compliments on my sneakers. So take that, Condon, you big dork. Why don't you go complain about jambalaya and turkey and things like that? Fried turkey. Those are Richard's old bits. He's talked about.
Okay, I was about to say I'm lost there, man.
Yeah, it's okay. We had a great time at Endymion. Shout out to Keith and Danae Neal. They invited us to go with them. So Keith rides, and so they invited us to go to the extravaganza at their table, and we have a great time. Love going. It's my favorite thing to do. All right, it's after further review. Don't eat fried turkey or jambalaya. Psst, why would you do that? Go to Supper Club. Just texted with Chef Layton. They are open today. So while a lot of people are out there hanging out, begging for cheap plastic beads, why don't you go to Supper Club tonight? A great way to spend Mardi Gras. SupperClubBTR.com for your reservation. SupperClubBTR.com, or just pop in. Remember, always open seating at the bar. 14 bar stools, 7 bar tables. We want to go have dinner tonight? Great night to go by Supper Club. Tomorrow's Ash Wednesday. I know a lot of y'all on Ash Wednesday, you could be giving up meat. You can be on Fridays in Lent. You're going to be giving up sweets or alcohol or whatever you're doing with Lent starting. How about you go for one more binge? Go for one more amazing meal before Ash Wednesday, before Lent starts. Get by Supper Club. Do it tonight. SupperClubBTR.com. SupperClubBTR.com. Want to have the best friggin' meal of your life? That's right. You go to Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com, or just pop on in today after work, or if you got the day off, they'll open up here in about an hour and 15 minutes or so, right at 5 o'clock. So get on by tonight. See our friends over at Supper Club, SupperClubBTR.com. Okay, do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference.
Texas A&M! A&M's released contract details of a new 6-year, $69 million deal for Aggie coach Mike Elko. Keeps him there through 2031. Wonder what the buyout is. Elko will make a base salary of $10.75 million and get a $300,000 bump every year theretofore after. New deal includes a variety of terms, incentives, and all kind of blah-blah-blah.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
Georgia is working to hire West Virginia's Larry Knight as the outside linebackers coach. On3 is the first to report. He's been an edge pass rush specialist. Last season, Knight served as defensive end coach and run game coordinator defensively at Arkansas State. So Knight has one previous stint in the SEC, defensive quality control coach at Tennessee from 2013 to 2015.
The Arkansas Razorbacks.
Maryland set to hire Arkansas quarterback coach Clint Trickett as their offensive coordinator. Pete Nakos, the first to have it. Former Maryland offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton expected to transition into a senior advisor type role with the program. Arkansas hired Trickett, who spent 2025 with Jacksonville State as their offensive coordinator. So he's hired just on December the 19th, but now before even ever coaching a game 2 months later, it looks like he's headed to College Park under Mike Locksley.
The Texas Longhorns.
And Texas and Arizona State have canceled a future home and home series, and they will not reschedule. That was supposed to happen in 2032 and 2033. Remember, obviously, with the SEC going to a 9-game conference schedule, a lot of these Power 4 non-conference home and homes in the future are being wiped out. The Longhorns have future non-conference games with Ohio State this season, Michigan in 27, and then a home and home with Notre Dame in 28 and 29. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC. Our Tuesday shows are powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. SunEquip.com, LSUBaseballRecap.com. Verge Osberry is going to be here in a little more than 15 minutes. And I remember Verge, before he was LSU Athletic Director, Verge Osberry, he was LSU Senior Associate Athletic Director who was in charge of football scheduling. And the last time we talked to Verge, he did confirm to us that LSU was canceling its future non-conference series with Arizona State. It was not going to be rescheduled. And remember, that was the series that was at first scheduled back in 2001. It was scheduled in 2001 and then was set for 2005-06. It got disrupted due to Katrina, got put off. It was then later delayed again, and then now is being delayed a third time and then ultimately canceled. So we will talk to Verge about the future of football scheduling as well in the non-conference and what he'd like to see. I mean, with 9 league games, should the SEC keep its Power 4 non-conference mandate? The Big Ten doesn't have one of those, so you are, in effect, putting yourself at a disadvantage now with a 9-game conference schedule plus the Power 4 mandate. So we'll ask Verge about that coming up here in just a little bit. All right, it's after further review. Let me knock out a quick break. We'll come back. The opportunity for NFL teams to use their franchise tag opens today. Should the Saints do it? We'll talk about it next, AFR.
After further review.
REV, Let's Rev. Let'sRev.com, Let'sRev.com, Let'sRev.com. Hey, 70,000 Louisiana home and business owners can't be wrong, can they? Of course not. So you should switch to Rev. If you don't currently have your internet, your cable, your home automation with Rev, it's time to switch. REV, Let'sRev.com, Let'sRev.com. There's so many reasons and advantages to switching to Rev all over South Louisiana. It's faster, more reliable internet with speeds up to 5 gigs. The Wi-Fi equipment is included at no additional cost. There are no long-term contracts required. There are no unexpected price increases after your promotion period ends. The price is the price. There are no data caps, no hidden bandwidth overage charges, and 100% local service and support. It is Rev. So let's Rev, y'all. REV. Let'sRev.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase. Let the good times roll this Mardi Gras with Raising Cane's. One love.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Hi, this is Beth Torina. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
All right, wrapping up hour number one. Verge Osberry will be here in about 10 minutes from right now. Today, Tuesday, is the day that NFL teams can begin to use the franchise tag if they want. If you're not familiar with how the franchise tag works, it's pretty easy. If a player is going to become a free agent and the team can't agree to a long-term deal with that player, they can apply the franchise tag to that player, which means they retain their rights for that season. Players don't like that because they would like a long-term deal. Teams like it because it marries that play. It gives the team control of that player's rights for another year. The downside is it is very expensive. So they take the average of the top 5 highest paid players in the league at that position, and that's your franchise tag number. So the anticipated franchise tag number for a cornerback this year is $21.41 million. So really the only player that the New Orleans Saints might be looking at using the franchise tag for is Alontae Taylor. And just for some context here, that $21.414 million would put Alontae Taylor among the highest paid cornerbacks in the NFL. A.J. Terrell is at $20.25, and Deron Bland is at $22.5 million in average annual value. When you look at next season, that would put Alontae Taylor above Derek Stingley Jr. for the most guaranteed money at cornerback in the league on a per-year basis. So it is highly, highly unlikely that the New Orleans Saints would use the franchise tag on Alontae Taylor. And this is why, and look, Taylor has been, I think, a good player for New Orleans. I just think he's out of position. He is not a boundary corner. I think Alontae Taylor should either play nickel or safety. And that's where he has been at his best in the NFL. He is not a boundary corner. And it's another illustration of why, when we've talked about this plenty, but I continue to look at New Orleans and the opportunity they have picking 8th in the draft. And I know there's so much focus on Jeremiah Love, and there's a lot of mock drafts that have the Saints picking there. I keep looking and going, okay, well, you don't have a number 1 lockdown corner. You should not, and likely will not, pay Alontae Taylor as a number 1 corner using the franchise tag. It doesn't make a lick of sense. That is not requisite value for the caliber of player that Alontae Taylor is. So if you're not going to pay Alontae Taylor that number, and by the way, you should not pay Alontae Taylor that number, then how do you land a cornerback at that value? Well, you could trade for one if someone's willing to trade a number 1 corner, but it certainly doesn't seem like the Texans are going to be willing to trade Derek Stingley, or you look at whoever else would be the top corners in the league if you were interested in trying to make a deal. You could, but are you willing to give up future draft assets and other players as you're trying to build your roster? Well, the other option is you draft one. And picking 8th in the draft, you'll have the opportunity to select the best cornerback in this draft, whoever you think that is. If it might be Mansour Delane, could be the kid from Tennessee. Like, there's whoever you go through the scouting process and determine is your top cornerback in this year's draft, you have the option, will very likely have the option of taking that player 8th overall. And then you get a true lockdown number 1 corner on a rookie deal for 4 and likely 5 years, provided you pick up the 5th-year option. Again, it's just another illustration of why. I mean, you used a 2nd-round pick on Kool-Aid McKinstry. And while I think Kool-Aid could be a very good NFL player, he's not a number one. We saw it repeatedly this year. When he had to go try to lock down an opponent's number one receiver, he struggled. So go draft the best corner in this draft class and have Kool-Aid be your number two. There are so many ways to do this to build the roster, but I don't think Alontae Taylor is one that the Saints should or will be eyeing for the franchise tag here with the franchise tag window open. We'll see if they can get a deal done with Alontae Taylor, or if they're looking more long-term at other options if Taylor does hit unrestricted free agency and decides to sign elsewhere. We'll see what the market will bear for Alontae Taylor. Okay, it's after further review. Tuesday shows are powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. SportsCenter's coming up. Get you caught up on national headlines. Come back after SportsCenter. We'll talk to LSU Athletic Director Verge Osberry, Ben McDonald next hour as well. We got a ton to do, and glad you're with us here on this Mardi Gras. It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Parish Restoration. A Saturday night into Sunday morning, man, that was an awful rainstorm that came through. And I always know when it rains because our phones over at Parish just ring off the hook whenever it rains because I tell you all the time. It's just how you know when you have damage. But if you had water intrusion as a result of those storms, Parish Restoration can help. It's easy. Just go to parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. And there's so many ways that their patented non-toxic dry fog treatment can help. If you had water intrusion, have mold, think you might. If you need restoration or remediation, Parish Restoration can help. But it's not just for mold or mildew or things like that. If you need sanitization, need to get rid of odor, their dry fog can get rid of that as well. So maybe you've got cold or flu bug or COVID going through the office, the church, the school, whatever it is. Have Parish come. They can spray. It'll kill everything down to the spores. parishrestoration.com. It's parishrestoration.com.
I have no doubt that Our Lady of the Lake will keep me healthy. They make sure to do whatever they can in their power to make sure that we're 100%. They're constantly giving us resources, giving us advice on what to do. I think that just really helps us be the best players that we can be.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Parish, we bring the same commitment to your home that champions bring to the game.
Do business with someone you know.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
Parish Construction and Roofing. ParishBuilt.com.
Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades. But our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Major League Baseball Players Association Executive Director Tony Clark resigned today after an internal investigation revealed an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law, who the PA hired in 2023. The union's probe came in the wake of a wide-ranging, still open federal investigation into the union's finances and other alleged improprieties. This with less than a year to go before the current labor deal expires and owners making a hard push for a salary cap, which the players vehemently oppose. ESPN's Jeff Passan.
They need good leadership in place because this is going to be a fight, and it's going to be a long fight, and it's going to be a contested fight. And the moves that the MLBPA makes now and the leader that the players choose going forward, I think is going to have a large effect on the ultimate outcome.
North Carolina star forward Caleb Wilson, inching toward a return from a fractured left hand, will be out a second straight game tonight at NC State, 7 Eastern on ESPN. Tiger Woods not ruling out a return to pro golf as early as the Masters in April, said the aftermath of his surgically repaired back is the issue. The Achilles he tore last March, not the problem.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Wednesday, we are weeks away from free agency in the NFL, but it's never too early to tell you the best landing spots for the biggest free agents available. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You show. And Mr. Toby Tom Play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Ben McDonald, 15 minutes from right now, talk some Tiger baseball. Our pleasure to bring aboard LSU's athletic director, Verge Osberry. Verge, great to have you as always. Thanks for the time. How are you?
Matt, great to be here with you today. Happy Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras. Man, what a big week for the entire athletic department. Of course, yesterday was the Woodside Energy announcement. Verge, this follows the Nike announcement as well a few weeks back. Maybe you could just speak to the need internally as you see it for innovation like this in revenue generation.
Matt, you know, in this time, this is how strong also. I just wanted to say how strong the LSU brand is nationally and internationally, where we stand today. You know, today's world, like I always say, the new AD is totally different from 3 or 5 years ago. It's all about revenue generating right now. And all of us around the country, all the ADs around the country and administrators around the country, we're looking for new ways to generate revenue. You know, we were advanced on the way, you know, when they did the Nike contract. We were advanced in this year. We've been working with Woodside Energy, a great company for LNG company in our state, who also have about $17.5 billion investments in Louisiana. We've been working with them for a period of time on getting this done. So we didn't wait till they say you could do it. We were very aggressive in it. Clay Harris led the charge in this area, and we was talking about it for a year about what we need to do and how we need to do to get the jersey patches on our jerseys. And we just thought it was a great idea and a great deal. And also, you know, naming the football field, putting the name on the football field. Those are the things that now as a new AD, you got to think outside the box. You can't wait for them to give you permission. You have to say, okay, what's the next? Where in athletics do we generate new revenue? With this, the NIL, the rev sharing, buyouts, and things of that nature. You just have to be advanced in it.
Verge, what do you say to the fans who maybe push back against the idea of what's, you know, quote unquote sacred and putting a logo on a jersey or on the field?
You know, we're going to do it in great taste, and we're not going to put those signals and those images all over the place. But, you know, I tell them this is a new day, new age. You know, back then, like I said, 5 years ago, you wasn't paying football players. You wasn't paying basketball players, any women basketball players, any other athlete. It's just a new era where we at today. Do I like it? I'm a traditionalist guy. Yeah, I played when we didn't have anything on uniforms. I agree, but if we're going to keep up and we're going to compete with the top teams in the United States, we have to do the things that were taking place now.
And that is the interesting part, Verge, because we had Sarah Bairstow from Woodside in studio with us, had a phenomenal conversation, and she spoke to their desire to do a deal with all 21 varsity sports. And when you look at the success overall, we've talked about baseball, obviously football, but you look at gymnastics and women's tennis and women's basketball, and all through the athletic department. Verge, I wonder, with the economics in college athletics being what it is today, is it possible to be elite in every sport?
Matt, that's a good question. And right now, you're correct. We have 18 sports ranked in the top 25 in our athletic department. And that's a question that we talk about among ourselves. And, we're going to try to win in every sport. But I admit to you that it's going to be very expensive to do that. And the days are changing. So we got to do a sit down as a staff and analyze, what's important to us, where we could win at, places that we don't think we can win or can't be successful. And, you might make changes there. But overall, we're going to try to do what we can do in this new age, this new climate. And we don't know, to be honest with you, Matt. Nobody knows where this thing is going and where it's going to end at. And that's the scary part. There's so much uncertainty in our business right now, and we're just trying to figure it out. What could we do to be better? We can't just keep raising ticket prices on our fans. We can't just keep going up on apparel contracts. But, we have a small window to generate revenue. Tiger Athletic Foundation, Matt Borman and that group has done a great job of trying to help us close the gap. But out there, raising money with people with the NIL, those are the type of things that we're going to have to do in the future to be successful.
Verge, and Verge Osberry is our guest. One of the other things that you all have announced is the Death Valley Live concert series. I think Zach Bryan's going to be there. They announced Jelly Roll and Post Malone. Can you explain how the economics work there? Like, is that something that benefits the athletic department financially, or is that university or state? How does that work?
Yes, it does. It benefits the athletic department. It helps the state. It helps the city. It helps our university. But yeah, it does benefit the athletic department. And those are things that you can see more and more institutions doing around the country. We started this back in David Country Music Fest, and it's grown. And that's one of the reasons when we talk about the new arena, things of that nature, we have to find new ways of doing things, and also helping the university, helping that side of campus with students and safety and things of that nature, have more things on campus. And that's attractive to many of our students and students that we're recruiting. We have 62,000 applications, the president told me the other day, of students applying to come to LSU. That's a record, 62,000 applications, and it keeps going up. We're still early in the process. Right now in football season tickets, we have 44,000 people wanting to have season football tickets and on a waiting list. So, our brand is so strong right now, so strong at LSU that it's attractive. So you have to do these type of things and think outside the box, and that's what we're trying to do more and more, Matt, to make sure that LSU stays on top.
Verge, you said 44,000 on a waiting list for football season tickets. Can you give me some perspective, some context on that number? I would assume that's related to Lane Kiffin and the excitement he's brought. But do you have any context on like what it was a year ago or anything like that?
I think the most we've ever had like that request is maybe 17,000. My ticket guys told me this is number, and it's still early in the process, Matt. And it's Lane Kiffin, it's the team he recruited, the players he recruited, and also a great home schedule we have.
Yeah.
We have a great football schedule this year, and there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of buzz. We haven't had this much buzz around this team until the 2019 national championship team. And I'm not saying we're going to play in the national championship and win the game, but there's a lot of buzz and there's a lot of excitement about LSU right now. And not only with our fan base, but throughout the country. There's a lot of activity and a lot of corporate sponsors and a lot of donors. That's, people, like I said, I don't want to say is we're betting on LSU right now.
What have been your early impressions of working with Lane Kiffin and his staff?
It's been great. Like I tell people, it's the details to football, to recruiting, to just the organization as a whole. They're there at 4:30 in the morning. They leave late at night, and they're so appreciative of being here. They love being in Louisiana, as you see by some of Lane's tweets. They love being in Louisiana. They enjoy it here. They like it here. They like being at LSU. And I was outside with a few of the staff members the other day, just looking at Tiger Stadium. Those guys say, we can't wait to get into that stadium. So that's what you want from the football staff. It's a top staff. As you know, we kept the defensive staff, and one of our guys is up for a job with the Washington Commanders, and we're able to retain him. But that's what happens when you have great coaches. And I think this is probably one of the best staffs that, I've been around dealing with football.
Verge, by the way, Jake Olsen, was he, do you know, I don't know if you know this, but was he offered the job with Washington? I know there was a report that they were targeting him, but.
Yes, he was offered the position, and we had to do some things to make sure that we retain him. And he was important to Blake and on the defense side of the ball, and we was able to keep him. And one thing, talking to Jake said, Verge, I want to be here and I want to win national championships, and this is the place we could do it. So that's the type of coaches we want on our staff.
When Lane Kiffin and his staff got here, Verge, I know we talked about this. I asked Lane about it at his introductory press conference. So there was a giant commitment to the roster. It feels like what they were able to do went even above and beyond financially, numbers, all of it. Did you know that's how that was going to go throughout that transfer portal window with what they were able to do?
I thought it was going to be good. I thought it was going to be in a great place, a great spot. They worked fast, and I didn't really know how good we was going to be in the transfer portal. But after I started seeing the people committing, and the three quarterbacks, at one time we didn't have any quarterback on the roster, and then we got three very good quarterbacks on the roster. The offensive line was a position that they worked on, and they built a lot. One thing I like about the staff, when they're looking at players, it's a tough evaluation. Why are we going to bring this guy in? You talk to Billy Glasscock, our general manager. He does his report, and he and I are talking. Is like the guys that we invest in resources in. They have to be on the field. They have to be on the field. And you can have the guys you develop at the next level. Hopefully next year we won't have to do this and keep going to the portal. Because next year we have a base, and people are here already, and they know the coaches. It's not a coaching change. So hopefully next year this won't be a big transfer portal. You're getting 40 or 50 guys. I think we'd be more. We'll have a better team concept where the guys that's here, they're here. You won't be looking all over to bring guys in the transfer portal unless they're for position of need.
Couple more for you, Verge. You did mention the great home football schedule, which, Clemson, Texas, Alabama, A&M. It's going to be a massive home football schedule. But before you were LSU AD, Verge Osberry, you were the senior associate AD in charge of football scheduling and part of your responsibilities. I'm curious how you feel about the future of non-conference scheduling, because the last time you were here, I think you and I spoke about the future Arizona State series going away. Do you have a feeling on what the league should or will do with the future of non-conference scheduling, specifically with the Power 4 mandate?
We're discussing that, and that's a TV contract with the conference. It's not just with the SEC. That's with Disney. And when we look at that, like I would say, scheduling change, scheduling formats change, and you have to progress with what's going on in the business. And when you look at it, when they add the 9th SEC game, I think that changed a lot of things. We thought, well, why we need to have the Power 4 if we're playing the 9 SEC games? Because I tell people this is the toughest conference from team to team in the country, and that game makes a difference. And if you look at the last 3 national champions, you look at Indiana, you look at Ohio State, you look at Michigan, none of them played a Power 4 opponent. So I'm not against playing a Power 4 opponent, but I just want to be realistic and give our team the bigger advantage, especially when the CFP didn't expand. Right now we thought it would maybe go to 16. Some people, want to go to 24, and it stayed at 12. So if we're going to do this, we need to look at it as a whole, as a conference. What's the biggest advantage for us as a conference by playing the 9th game? Does that give us an advantage as a conference, or give us disadvantage? And right now, a lot of us are saying, maybe if it stays at 12, then it's not the advantage for the SEC.
Verge Osberry, LSU Athletic Director. Before you go, Verge, we talked about the 18 sports that are ranked. One, obviously, that isn't right now is men's basketball. It's your only revenue generator outside of football, and they're really struggling. How do you look at and assess the future of this program under Matt McMahon?
We're going to assess it at the end of the year. Dr. Roos, the chairman of the board, all of us could get together, and we're going to look at it as a whole and just try to figure out where we are in basketball. And there's a lot of things that have to be, financially responsible to the institution. LSU also, we're making these decisions. It's not going to be, moving coaches around or firing coaches to fire coaches. It'll be something that we're going to think about it in an intelligent way and trying to make sure, is this the right thing to do at this time? But we're going to assess it, and we're going to assess it from the top to the bottom of that basketball program. But you're right. I feel that LSU basketball should be a winner here. It's our second money raiser here at LSU, and LSU basketball should be in the NCAA tournament. I mean, that's just where I feel personally about what we do here in basketball. Over our history and the time we've been here and the great players. I just heard, you had Shaq on one of your commercials just a while ago. We need to be competitive in that sport.
So it is fair to say that you've not yet made a decision about Matt McMahon's future?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm going to sit down. I visit with Matt once a week, and we talk a lot. And he's my coach, and he's our coach, and we're going to sit there and we're going to discuss it together. And look, Matt understands this business. He's been in this business a long time. If you coach at LSU, you're not a beginning coach. You understand how this business works, and you understand that winning is important to us as an institution, especially in that sport.
LSU Athletic Director Verge Osberry, know your time's valuable. Thanks for taking a few minutes on the holiday. We'll look to do it again soon. Thank you.
Matt, I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's our pleasure. That's Verge Osberry. It is After Further Review. We're brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020, 924-2020. Want to see 2020? Call 924-2020 for the Williamson Eye Center. Dr. Blake Williamson and his staff, they do awesome work. Out at parades, you want to be able to see the floats from far, far away, or Saturday when I was in the Superdome at Endymion, the extravaganza, and Gwen Stefani's on the stage. Guess what? I could see picture perfect, crystal clear 2020 from anywhere in the dome. Could see Gwen Stefani hollering back, girl. Hollering back, girl? Holla back, girl? Holla backing, girl? You know the song, Holla back, girl. Ain't no holla back, girl. Spelling Bananas. By the way, what a service Gwen Stefani did to an entire generation. Taught us all how to spell bananas. Shout out, Gwen. And shout out to Dr. Blake Williamson in the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. All right, we're late. Ben McDonald is going to join us next. Talk a little LSU baseball. Stick around.
AFR.
Hey, as we move into Lent, I know a lot of people, maybe you've given up on your New Year's resolution. Maybe it was get in shapes, lose weight, whatever the case may be. Maybe Lent, now that Carnival has passed after today, is a great opportunity to reassess. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness can help. Hey, man, I thought that was a men's clinic. They are, yes. And they do ED treatments, and they have hormone replacement therapy and testosterone and all that stuff. But remember, at Goodwood, they're part of 3 different clinics all in one on Drusilla in Baton Rouge. There's Goodwood, which is the men's clinic. There's Unique Physique. That's the GLP-1s, right? Semaglutide, tirzepatide, lowest prices, never any contracts. And then there's Unique Aesthetics and Wellness, which is the aesthetics clinic. They do female hormone replacement therapy, then all your laser treatments, laser hair removal, Botox, $8 unit Botox, by the way, everyday price. Bottom line is, if you want to look and feel your best, they can help. YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase. Let the good times roll this Mardi Gras with Raising Cane's. One love.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit LouisianaPropane.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
And here is the 1-1. Oh, fly ball to center. Center fielder drifting back. Hurakoff still back, and it is out of here again. Jake Braun off the batter's eye to the left of straightaway center field.
That's how it sounded on the LSU Sports Radio Network. One booth over. Ben McDonald was on the call with Lynn Rollins on the SEC Network Plus after LSU beat Kent State 10-7. Ben, 4 games in 4 days out at the box. Good enough to spend a couple of minutes with us here. How are you, Ben?
Doing good. How about you?
Doing awesome, man. Happy Mardi Gras. Thanks for making a few minutes with us. If I asked you biggest storyline coming out of 4 games in 4 days, where would you start?
Oh, gosh, that's a great question. To me, I mean, what Jake Braun did, phenomenal. But you don't expect that. But, I mean, look, it's Jake Brown's time. He's been around. He's been a 3-year starter. Jay Johnson's on record saying he's going to be, if we have a lot of success this year, he's going to be one of the biggest reasons why. I took away Gavin Guidry coming back from injury, 4 1/3, 10 strikeouts. Devin Sharon didn't pitch last year coming off a knee injury. 2 outings for him. He looked really good in his 2 outings. So a few of the guys that we just didn't know about going into this year, we're hoping for the best, I thought really shined this week. And obviously the strikeouts stand out from a pitcher standpoint, right? I mean, I think LSU struck out, 64 guys, I think it was, in 4 games. So if my math is right, look, I didn't graduate, but if my math is right, that's about 16 strikeouts. It's about 16 per game. That's really good, And so that stood out too. And, this offense has a chance because of the pieces that it has sitting on the bench, depending on if the other team starts a lefty or a right-handed pitcher. Jay can really match you up. He can match you up from the beginning, and as soon as they go to a different-handed pitcher, he's able to go to that bench. We saw that with Seth Darnar, who came in off the bench, hit 2 home runs this weekend off the bench, had a big weekend. So it looks like a deep lineup that can really be matched up in different parts of the game to me.
Ben, you mentioned Devin Sharon. He's faced 4 hitters. He struck them all out. Why is he so tough on righties?
Well, if you watch him pitch, he steps across his body a little bit. Obviously, he's a big guy, 6'5". It's all arms and legs coming at you. It's kind of herky-jerky. And if you talk to somebody, I've talked to some of the players in LSU during their inter-squad games and saying, hey, we just can't pick the ball up. Like, the ball's 95 plus, and it just kind of jumps on you. So he's a hard guy to actually pick the ball up. And you combine that with the length that he has, the velocity that he has, got a pretty good breaking ball too. He could very well be a big part of the back end of that bullpen. And there's some pieces back there. I mean, I thought Rizzi looked good too. Gavin Guidry, we mentioned, was outstanding. Kason Evans was pretty good on Friday night. But I think this bullpen, Zach Cowan at the back end didn't have his best outing, but we know what Zach Cowan's capable of, And so I think the bullpen's going to be able to really match you up late in ball games as well.
Ben, I want to ask about Gavin Guidry as well. Obviously the emotion is incredible. 5 strikeouts each in his 2 outings. He's so breaking ball reliant. I'm curious if you think there is the possibility based on what you've seen, of Guidry extending? Or is this a guy who's probably going to settle into that role that can maybe be dominant and get you 6 outs?
No, look, the idea, remember last year, the idea was to build him up and potentially use him as a starter maybe on midweek games. And, of course, the back issues happen. He's built up again this year, and I think that is a possibility. If one of the weekend starters were to falter a little bit, or he wanted to use him in a midweek start, I think he's built up enough to do that. But for me, because he has the experience that he has, everybody forgets he was on the mound when LSU won the College World Series, their 7th national title, back in, 23, I guess it was. He's got a lot of back-end experience back there. He's been in those big moments. He thrives in those situations. He brings a lot to the table. And so for me, I think once you get the SEC play, assuming the starters are doing their job, I think his role – and look, he's so valuable because he's not a one-inning guy, right? He can come in and give you a couple. He can give you 3. He can get you out of a jam in the 7th and go back out and finish the 8th and the 9th, too, if need be. And that's a valuable commodity in today's world. A lot like Zach Cowan. Cowan is the same way. He can give you bulk. Sharon's probably a one-inning guy. Rizzy's probably a one-inning guy. But you talk about Cowan and you talk about Guidry, talk about guys to me that can give you some bulk late in ball games.
Ben McDonald is with us. Hey, Cooper Moore was outstanding, so naturally I'll ask you about Evans and Schmidt because that's just the way people think. When you look at Evans, Ben, I remember you. I know you've said this plenty of times, but I remember having this conversation with you years and years ago, and you talked to me about how you had to learn how to pitch, how a one-pitch, weak contact fly ball is better than a 7-pitch strikeout. Do you see some of that with Evans right now? Maybe why the pitch count got high, maybe struggled to extend a little deep there?
Yeah, it's hard to say this because he struck out 2 in the first, but he had some traffic on a walk and a single, if I remember correctly. And then he struck out the side in the second with a leadoff base hit before that. So he had traffic in every inning. And, the transition, and I try to tell people this, the transition from reliever, although he was a big-time reliever as far as big moments as a freshman. And look, what he did last year, his freshman year, is, you don't see true freshmen do that in the SEC a whole lot. To have leverage opportunities in SEC play on the road like he did at the College World Series, all those things, it just doesn't happen that much. But it still is a transition to go from a reliever to a Friday night guy because you feel a little bit more weight on Friday night because you're the tone setter of the weekend. And the Friday starter is always so important because the Friday guy can go out and give you a really good game. You win game 1. The goal is to win one of the next 2 every weekend. You win 2 out of 3, we know. You win 2 out of 3 every weekend, then you're a top 8 national seed is what happens at the end of the year. And so he'll make that transition. But remember, he's going to a starting role for the very first time. And I didn't think he was particularly sharp the other day. I thought that inning when he gave up some runs in the 4th inning, the breaking ball, the fastball got elevated a little bit for him. And as a reliever, as you know, when you go through the lineup one time, you face 6 batters, they don't get a chance to see you a second time. As a starter, man, you can get them out the first time through, but then you got to start to make some adjustments and do some different things the second to third time through. And that's when good teams can really make some headway on you if you're not making certain adjustments. So I got all the confidence in the world. It wasn't his best outing. It wasn't what he wanted. But I think he's going to be fine in the role that they're going to have him in that Friday night more. You mentioned Cooper Moore. I don't know if I've seen anything. 80% strikes. Who throws 80% strikes? That's what he did. And, I think he faced 23 batters. He never even went to a 3-ball count. Not one time did he get in a 3-ball count situation in 23 batters. So he punches at 11, doesn't walk a batter. He was outstanding along the way. And then, of course, William Schmidt is William Schmidt. And when I say William Schmidt, this is what I mean. Elite stuff. You know that. It's a reason why he turned down as much money and why the scouts love him so much. But he's got to be able to dial that scope in a little bit more, And look, it was impressive. Anytime you go 4 innings, you strike out 9, it's impressive. But, I always say for him, it's about getting that scope zeroed in a little bit more because when he gets his stuff over the white part of the plate, it's pretty impressive. But, again, a young man that wasn't in a whole lot of big leverage situations last year, and now you go to the weekend rotation role, it's going to be an adjustment. But if he can dial it in, I think he'll put it like this. If he pitches on Sundays, he'll have the best stuff in the entire country for a Sunday rotation piece for sure.
I think that's a fair assessment. What would you like to see Wednesday from LSU against Nichols before they head to Jacksonville?
I think just consistency with the offense. The offense, Friday spit and sputtered a little bit early, but then it really got it going. They looked really good yesterday. But I think the offense is pretty deep. I mean, it's a deep offense that Jay's got, it feels like 11 or 12, maybe 13 position players that can really do it. I'm not sure who they're pitching yet. I'm waiting to see who's going to start tomorrow when I get ready to do some homework, But I think it's just more of the same of a build-up against Nicholls State to kind of get ready for the weekend, and the weekend where they're going, I think it's Central Florida, Notre Dame, and Indiana. So more of the same. I think Jay's going to use this pre-SEC schedule like he always does to try to get a feel for, who his leverage guys are, who's going to be in the weekend rotation, and then, of course, who's going to give him the best chance to win depending on, whether they're throwing a right-hander or a left-hander. So I was pleased. I thought the defense was solid. I love the 2 catches behind home plate. I think Aaron Beatty really, really is shining. He took the biggest jump for me from what I saw just in 4 games from where he was last year. So I really like where they are.
Here's Ben McDonald. So you and Lynn will be on the call again tomorrow?
Yes, we'll be back tomorrow. Then we'll have it again this weekend as well.
Get you some water, Ben. Get you a glass of water, man. I don't want you to
I've been fighting this cold, man. I'm trying to get over it a little bit, but I'm moving in the right direction anyway, for sure.
Glad to hear it, Ben. Hey, thanks for the time, man. Happy Mardi Gras.
Anytime. Happy Mardi Gras.
All right, be well. That is the great Ben McDonald. Love listening to him and Lynn on the broadcast. If you're watching on TV, of course, you can listen on radio on our sister station, Eagle 98.1, or online at eagle981.com. Appreciate Ben. It's interesting. I asked him, storyline, where would you go? And said, the natural thing would be to say Jake Brown, but he immediately went to Guidry and Sheeran. And I think it would be, I think this team is going to hit. I don't think that's a question. They have so many bats and options. It's just a matter of finding who your best 9 are going to be in whatever given day. But in a best-case scenario for this team, the 3 guys that started this past weekend are the 3 guys that start for you all year. I don't know that that's going to happen. I mean, last year, Chase Shores was in the rotation on opening weekend, and he wasn't by the time you got to the end of the season. So these things change and they evolve. But if that sticks and you're able to keep Guidry, Sheeran, and leverage situations at the back of the bullpen, that's massive because last year that was Evans. Evans was your high leverage guy at the back of the bullpen. And if he's now at the front of the rotation, well, you don't have the high leverage guy at the back of the bullpen. Did you answer that week 1? 56 is a lot of games, and there's a long way to go. But encouraging first salvo. We're brought to you by Rouse's, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints, y'all. Of course, everywhere else, as they say, it's just Tuesday. Not here. Mardi Gras Day, and it's not too late. Get by Rouse's. Get your king cakes or go to rouses.com, rouses.com. Order your king cake online or have it shipped anywhere in the country. Carnival's almost done, y'all. You want the best king cake in the world? Get a Rouse's king cake at any of the 76 Rouse's locations, baked in-house daily. Isn't outsourced. Rouse's bakes their king cakes every day in-house. Go to rouses.com to order your king cake to have it shipped or just walk into any Rouse's location and stock up. Rouses.com, Rouses.com. Rouses! This feels like home. All right, y'all, it's after further review. Rolling along halfway home here on this Tuesday edition of AFR. Shea Dixon was here last hour. Verge Osberry about 30 minutes ago, thanks to Ben McDonald, who you just heard. If you want to join us, email us, tweet us, text us. Lots of ways you can get involved. 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Lots of ways you can get involved in the show. Let me knock out a quick break. Talked a little bit at the end of last hour about the Saints. Teams have the opportunity, starting today, to use the franchise tag. It's unlikely the Saints will do that. Alontae Taylor really would be the only target. A new mock draft is out. And has the Saints doing something that's a CBS Sports mock draft that has the Saints doing something I haven't seen anyone mock this player or position to the Saints. We'll do that next on AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon. Get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Say it all the time. You've been injured in an accident. It's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon. Get it done. I want to say in our state, anywhere in our state, because Gordon and his team have offices all across Louisiana. So if you're in Baton Rouge or New Orleans or Lafayette or Lake Charles or Alexandria or Shreveport or Monroe, no matter where you are in the state, there's a Gordon McKernan Injury Attorney's office near you. Because when you've been injured in an accident, the last thing in the world you want to do is travel. So don't. get Gordon and get it done. There's a local office near you. Gordon and his team of attorneys do an amazing job with tons of experience, with billions of dollars in damages recovered for their clients, and you could be next. You go to the website, see client testimonials. You can get in touch at the website, or you can call 888-8888, 888-8888, 888-8888, or go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates, we know this, and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
She thinks my tractor's sexy. It really turns her on. She's always staring at me while I'm chugging along.
One of the most interesting mock draft projections I've seen for the New Orleans Saints. Josh Edwards, who's been a friend of the show over at CBS Sports, you'll call on him around draft time and trust his analysis of some that he does. He's one of many draft analysts. But as you look through a lot of mock drafts now, everybody is seeing the same thing at the top of the draft with Fernando Mendoza, number one of the Raiders. That's about where the consistency with a lot of these mock drafts ends for what Josh Edwards did. He's got David Bailey out of Texas Tech going number 2 to the Jets. I haven't really seen that from many mock drafts. Spencer Fano, number 3 to Arizona, the big offensive tackle out of Utah. He's got Arvell Reese going 4 to the Titans. That's one that we've seen pretty commonly mocked near the top of the draft. A lot have Arvell Reese going 2 to the Jets. Carnell Tate, the wide receiver out of Ohio State, number 5 to the Giants. Caleb Downs of Ohio State, 6 to Dallas. Obviously, Dallas was atrocious defensively. Reuben Bain, 7 to the Commanders. And then with the 8th pick, he's got the New Orleans Saints taking an Ohio State player because, of course. He's got the Saints taking Ohio State linebacker Sonny Styles. 6'5", 243. Edwards ranked Styles as the 11th best player in the draft and the second best outside linebacker behind only his teammate, Arvell Reese. And he writes, some will finish this process with Sonny Styles among the top 5 overall prospects, perhaps even number 1. His father played for the rival Falcons. His brother Lorenzo is a cornerback in this draft class. Demario Davis is both 37 years old and open to departing the Saints in free agency. Styles steps in as his replacement. Interesting. So at 6'5", 243, he's projecting him as an off-the-ball linebacker on the inside. As a massive 6'5" linebacker. It's a bit of a throwback, actually, when you think about guys like Urlacher, and they just don't make them like that really off the ball anymore. I don't know. I'm a little perplexed by that pick, and I'm not denying that the Saints very likely are going to need linebacker help. But I'm going to be consistent here because I want to tell you the same thing with regard to drafting an off-the-ball linebacker that I would drafting a running back. You can find elite level inside backers outside of the top 10 picks in the draft. Again, I think sometimes when we look at mock drafts or we think about projecting in a draft, or thinking a first round pick, we think, oh, we got to use a first round pick on X. One of the best uses of draft capital that I would argue the Saints ever used was Ryan Ramczyk. And not just because they hit, but remember, they had 2 first-round picks that year. And they used the 11th overall pick on Marshawn Lattimore. Because if you're going to draft that high and you have a chance to take who you think is the best cornerback in the draft, you do it. Well, the Saints had a first-round grade on Ryan Ramczyk, and they were drafting 32nd. Remember, it's an important note because even though 32 players are going to be selected in round 1, there aren't always 32 players that have a first-round grade. Does that make sense? Like, meaning if you were picking in round 1, would you award this player a first-round grade? Well, if you have a first-round pick, I mean, you're going to take a player in round 1, even if you're later in round 1, you don't have a first-round grade. Well, the Saints had a first-round grade on Ramczyk, and he lasted all the way to 32. So they got what they thought was incredible value on Ramczyk at 32. And so I look at this and I go, you're not always going to find players later in round 1 that have a first-round grade. But guys are going to be taken in round 1. So when I'm drafting 8th overall, I'm taking a player at a position where I cannot get requisite value of that position outside of this pick. Like knowing I have an opportunity to take the best cornerback in the draft or a true dynamic number 1 game-breaking wide receiver. Those are things, typically, there are exceptions, that you're not going to find outside of the top 10. I feel like you can find an off-the-ball linebacker outside the top 10. I mean, the Saints drafted Pete Werner with a second-round pick. Demario Davis, I believe, was a third-round pick in his draft coming out of Arkansas State. Alex Anzalone was a day 3 pick when the Saints took him out of Florida. You can find, Caden Ellis was a 7th-round pick who became a very good player. All that to say, you can find starters, very good starters, in the draft at off-ball linebacker outside of the top 10 picks. What I am looking for in the top 10 is positional value I cannot get outside of the top 10. That's why my stance on Jeremiah Love is not anti-Jeremiah Love. It's anti-taking a running back with the 8th overall pick, because you can find great value at running back outside of the top 10, outside of round 1, outside of the first 2 days. You can find value at running back. You can't find a lockdown number 1 corner outside of round 1, generally speaking. So that's what I'm looking for with the 8th overall pick. Maybe we'll reach out to Josh, get his take on Styles and why he likes him to New Orleans with the 8th overall pick. But that's going to be a tough spot for me to be okay with, taking a player with an off-ball linebacker at 8 overall. All right, we're right about Arco Power Systems. ARCCO, arco.com. Hey, our friends over at Arco signed a lease in Houston. They go as far west as San Antonio, as far east as Mobile, up to Little Rock, Dallas, Austin. And when we're talking about Arco, we're talking about industrial Generac generator power. So the power goes out. What do you do for your business? Well, Arco can help. Turnkey industrial energy solutions. They can install a Generac industrial standby generator. They can service your Generac industrial standby generator. They can lease you an industrial Generac generator. It's Arco Power Systems. They always say it's generators built for business, and at Arco, their business is your business. Nursing homes, grocery chains, hospitals, hotels, banks, chemical plants, gas stations, universities, governments, municipalities. If you need industrial generator power, when the power goes out, you need Arco Power Systems. ARCCO, arco.com, arco.com, ARCCO. Be proactive, Arco Power Systems, arco.com. All right, y'all, it is after further review. We're going to knock out our final break of hour number 2. Muse will do Tigers and the Pros. A couple of things I want to get to in hour number 3. I do want to talk about Jake Olsen staying at LSU. That's something that transpired over the weekend while we were away. I'll get to that in the next hour. A free agent running back target that's being projected to New Orleans. We'll get to that in just a little bit. And a very special anniversary that I want to tell you about coming up next hour as well. We got a ton to do, and glad you're here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Just plant something. It's that simple. Weather's been nice. Get outside, get your hands in the dirt, and just plant something. Clegg's can help you do it. Get by any of the 4 Clegg's nursery locations. They're open today. Even though it's a holiday, it don't matter. The 4 locations at Clegg's, they're open. Seagoneer Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Was chatting with Miss Teresa just yesterday. Just get out in the yard, y'all. They have everything you need. Plants arriving daily, and they always have great deals. Boston Fern hanging baskets right now, $12.99. They've got Johnny Naylor seeds. They've got rose bushes. They've got tropical hibiscus plants. It is time. Plant your garden, vegetable, tomatoes, Johnny Naylor's garden seeds. They got them at Clegg's Nursery. Don't matter what you want to plant, just plant something, and Clegg's can help you do it. So get by any location. Buy local, shop local. Tell them Matt sent you to Clegg's Nursery.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
At Parrish, we take pride in building roofs that last, because championships are built on commitment, not just on the floor or the court, but your home too.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. ParrishBuilt.com.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase. Let the good times roll this Mardi Gras with Raising Cane's. One love.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google. Based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit louisianapropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
She's the only one who really understands what gets me. She thinks my tractor's sexy.
All right, we're wrapping up hour number 2. We are brought to you by River Parish Contractors, great new partner of ours here on AFR. And you got a chance to meet the folks over at River Parish Contractors just a few weeks back. And I mean, just such an impressive organization with great people. And shout out to all the folks over there. They're all big fans of the show and the station. And, you know, whenever we talk about, you know, industrial work like this, working inside the fence, you know, safety and quality are the two things that stand out above all else. And at River Parish Contractors, they scored a 99 on a Fortune 500 company safety audit. It's unbelievable. And as they hire, if you're looking for work, their workers don't have to travel. So you're home at night for dinner. They got a core group of employees that's bigger than sort of the next company. So they keep them working locally, and you can go home to your kids and go to their ball games at night. It's River Parish Contractors. River Parish Contractors. Call, ask for Ronnie. Great people over there at River Parish Contractors. Listen, they work here, and their focus is you at River Parish Contractors. You know, they're not interested in working in California or San Antonio or other places like that. It's River Parish Contractors. Their focus is being local. So check them out at rpcontractors.com, rpcontractors.com. There's the career tabs there as well if you're looking for work, rpcontractors.com. Okay, Muso, Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
Well, it didn't take long, but the Mariners are already raving about Cade Anderson.
Heard of him.
Has yet to make his professional debut. Remember, he didn't pitch in the minor leagues a year ago after they took him in the 2025 draft, but he is in spring training right now with Seattle through a live batting practice on Sunday against the Mariners regular and did Cade Anderson things. Their president of baseball operations, Jerry DiPoto, mentioned that Anderson is likely to begin the season in high A, but it is thought that he could make his major league debut in 2026 with an outside shot at the rotation. Something to keep an eye on. The Mariners are one of 10 teams that open spring training games this Friday. That's Tigers in the pros.
Light day?
Yeah, I mean, the NBA's on All-Star break. So is EuroLeague because they did the NBA versus the World. I was looking for some franchise tag stuff. Yeah.
I didn't mind the All-Star game. Tigers of the Pros brought to you by Shaw Bills today. Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service. Of course, it is Carnival, but maybe you have the day off. Maybe you have the week off. Time to maybe think about getting some work done to your vehicle if you've been putting it off. Name brand tires at wholesale prices. They treat you like family, so they keep you coming back year after year after year. I was not ready for just the one-story Tigers and the Pros from Cade Anderson. But nonetheless, shout out to Cade Anderson and shout out to Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service. ShawBillsTire.com. They had Miss Beth Martin, the whole crew at Shawbills. They've been great partners of ours for years. If you need tires, they're the best. They're locally owned and operated as they've grown. ShawbillsTire.com. ShawBillsTire.com. Shawbills, we keep you rolling. I know most people don't give a rip about the NBA All-Star game anymore. The All-Star weekend was kind of a disaster. With somebody got concussed on the dunk contest. Did you see that? Did you watch it? No. Oh, go look. I can't believe you missed it.
What?
Yeah, I don't know who it was. It might have been a G League guy, but he was trying to do a dunk and like hit his head on the side of the backboard, landed, and then banged his head on the ground. It was a nasty scene.
I don't mean to laugh. I really don't mean to laugh.
And it was also like a half-empty arena there in Inglewood as well. But I like the All-Star game, the way they did it with the stars, the stripes, and the world. They actually did build some competitiveness. Like it was actually a competitive round robin that they did, which was kind of cool. So maybe bringing that back. But the dunk contest probably just one dude just did a dunk. He just ran up the lane and just did a dunk. Just one-handed dunk. It was just okay. AFR.
After further review.
SportsCenter is coming up. When we come back after SportsCenter, I do want to talk about the Saints targeting a free agent running back and Jake Olsen staying at LSU. I'll give you some thoughts. We are brought to you by South Point Volkswagen and SouthPointVW.com. New certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at SouthPointVW.com. SouthPointVW.com. Hey, if you're in the market for a new vehicle, the thing that I love telling people about the most is just to put Volkswagen on your list. Because I think sometimes we're all guilty of this. You know, maybe there's some, if it's brand loyalty or a certain style of vehicle that you like or something like that. I want you to put Volkswagen on your list. I'm not telling you go buy one today. I mean, I'd love it if you did, but just put it on your list. Like, go test drive one. Search the inventory. Look at all the features. The safety features, the great German engineering, the luxury, the affordability, it's all there at South Point Volkswagen.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at lockmeredith.com to learn more. And whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Major League Baseball Players Association Executive Director Tony Clark resigned today after an internal investigation revealed an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law, who the PA hired in 2023. The union's probe came in the wake of a wide-ranging, still open federal investigation into the union's finances and other alleged improprieties. NBA Celtics forward Jason Tatum continuing to rehab from that torn Achilles, practiced with Boston's G League team last week. Still doesn't have a timeline for a return, but there's no need for Tatum to rush back for the Celtics, says ESPN's Danny Green.
They are a great group. Are they contenders right now? Yes. But will they win a championship this year with him? I don't see it. I think the chip still stands in the West or one of those other teams. But they, Jaylen Brown could be making a different case for that. But to me, it's like there's no rush for him to come back right now because I don't just see them as a championship team just yet. But it'd be cool to see him come back for his own individual challenges to show the world, this is something I can get over.
North Carolina star freshman Caleb Wilson inching toward a return soon from a fractured hand. Out again tonight against NC State. Tip-off in an hour on ESPN.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options. Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Matt?
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. By the way, I saw Larry Holder at Endymion Saturday.
Did you see the kid?
Did not. Was watching Gwen Stefani. I was walking back to my table, and a guy was walking right in my path. It was Uncle Larry.
Love Uncle Larry.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Muso. And Mr. Toby Tomplin. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. 5 o'clock quitting time if you're working. Glad you're driving home with us, or if you're just hanging out on this Mardi Gras day. Happy Mardi Gras, y'all. Thanks for being here with us. Friday, just as we were about to go off air, there was some breaking news from Matt Zenitz, Pete Nakos, several of the usuals around college football. It looked like LSU was going to lose a staff member. Zenitz reported that, and here was the tweet from Friday, the Commanders are expected to hire LSU safeties coach Jake Olsen. Then noting he worked at LSU the past 2 seasons and all that sort of stuff. It is important to note verbiage, which is oftentimes very important. In that instance, Zenitz was saying that the Commanders were expected to hire Jake Olsen. Pete Nakos also had a report with similar verbiage that they were working to hire. The Commanders were working to hire Jake Olsen. Can tell you that here was the tweet from Nakos. Commanders working to hire LSU safeties coach Jake Olsen. So nobody reported that it was done. Nobody reported that it was accepted. There was no signed deal. And then I can tell you that Saturday, while Lane Kiffin was the Grand Marshal of Endymion, Blake Baker, Jake Olsen were riding in Endymion. I know because Blake Baker tried to pummel me with a bag of beats. Shout out, though. Great stuff in that bag. I mean, we're talking like Endymion socks. There was like a little toy horse in there as well. Tons of little blinky, flashy beads, some stuffed animals. I mean, your guy hooked it up. Had my meta glasses on, so I actually recorded it with Baker. I told him, I texted him, I was like, hey, man, hope that clipped wing, you can get it to me. We're about 3 tables deep. But he got it there. Shout out. All that to say, as of Saturday, they were still negotiating, meaning Olsen and the Commanders. It was not done. And then we learned a day later that Olsen will, in fact, be returning to LSU. And I asked, Verge Osberry was here with us earlier in the show, and I asked him, if the Commanders had actually offered Olsen the job or if they were just in loose conversations. And Verge confirmed that Olsen had the opportunity to take this job, and LSU stepped up.
Yes, he was offered the position, and we had to do some things to make sure that we retain him. And he was important to Blake and on the defense side of the ball, and we was able to keep him. And one thing, I'm talking to Jake said, Verge, I want to be here and I want to win national championships, and this is the place we could do it.
So remember, this is why I think this is important if you track this this lineage, and I'll get to the safety spot here in a second. So remember, Jake Olsen, who's from North Dakota, but had spent time working at schools all over Louisiana, and still a relatively young coach. But Jake Olsen was at LSU as a defensive analyst in 2021, working with the linebackers under linebackers coach Blake Baker. Remember, that season in 2021, Durante Jones was the defensive coordinator. Well, Durante Jones is now the defensive coordinator of the Washington Commanders. So Dan Quinn hires Durante Jones. Durante's filling out his defensive staff there in Washington, and he reaches out to Jake Olsen, who was on that staff as a defensive analyst back in 2021. Well, Blake Baker's not retained by Brian Kelly. Baker becomes the DC at Missouri. Baker brings with him Jake Olsen, makes Olsen his linebackers coach there for 2 seasons at Missouri. Well, Brian Kelly hires Blake Baker, and what does Baker do? He brings Olsen with him to coach safeties, as Baker was working with the linebackers. So Verge said it there, and it's a pretty clear indication. Blake Baker has brought Jake Olsen with him, hired him here at LSU as his defensive analyst with linebackers, brought him with Missouri to coach linebackers, then brought him back to LSU to coach safeties, and now has worked hard to retain him to keep Jake Olsen from going to the NFL with the Washington Commanders, reuniting with Durante Jones. One of my favorite sayings I use all the time is actions speak louder than words. If Blake Baker keeps dragging Jake Olsen with him everywhere, and then when the NFL tries to hire him away and Baker and LSU go to work to retain him, to keep him from the NFL, that should speak volumes. Like, if you value Blake Baker, which I think most LSU fans do, and they understand the value that Baker adds, and a lot wish that he had never been let go and maybe had been the defensive coordinator when Brian Kelly got hired in 2022. And who knows, maybe they win a national championship in 23 with Jaden Daniels, if that's the case. Don't know. But all that to say, if you trust Blake Baker, his defensive staff, his scheme, his eye for talent, coaching, hiring staff, everything, and he keeps bringing Jake Olsen with him and working hard to retain him, that speaks volumes about Olsen. Now, in 2024, when Baker came back, it was his first year as the DC. That was, in my opinion, the worst safety play I've seen in my time watching LSU. And this is a program that at safety has produced first-round picks like LaRon Landry and Jamal Adams and Eric Reed and Thorpe winners like Grant Delpit. And we can go down the list. There's been incredible safety play at LSU over the years. 2024 was as bad a safety play as I can remember. Talked about it with Brian Kelly throughout that season. I'm not laying that squarely at the feet of Jake Olsen. I mean, your safeties were Sage Ryan, Jordan Gilbert, who was basically playing with one arm, by the way. Remember, and I'm not putting all that on Jordan. Jordan had a dislocated shoulder. He was basically playing with one arm, and after the season had shoulder surgery. And then you had Major Burns playing the star. not surprisingly, you fast forward a year and you bring in A.J. Halsey, TaMarcus Cooley via the portal. Deshaun Spears is a year older, and Harold Perkins is back off of injury playing the star, and all of a sudden, your safety play improves dramatically. Breaking news, coaches do way better when they have better players. It's just kind of a thing that happens. So I'm not giving Jake Olsen all the blame for 2024. He doesn't get all the credit for the improvement in 2025, but the truth lies somewhere in between. And the reality is Blake Baker values Jake Olsen so much so that they went to work to keep him away from the NFL. That's a cosign that's good enough for me. Shea Dixon was here earlier with us and talked about the job that Jake Olsen has done in recruiting as well, and how they identified Ty Benefield as the guy they wanted at safety in this transfer portal window out of Boise. They were like all in, and they went and got him. And they went and got Fahim Delane, Mansour's younger brother from Ohio State, who was at Ohio State for 1 year. Now it kind of builds the pipeline behind Benefield and TaMarcus Cooley and Deshaun Spears for 2027 and beyond. So I like what they've done to rebuild that room after 24, which was just a really bad year. And Jake Olsen's a big part of that. How much longer do you have him? I don't know. Eventually Blake Baker's going to get a head coaching job, and it would stand to reason that Blake Baker would probably bring Jake Olsen with him wherever he goes, maybe as his DC. I don't know how that would look, but this feels like an all-in year for LSU, considering the financial investment in the roster and what they're paying Kiffin, what they paid their staff for retention of Blake Baker, Charlie Weiss to keep him away from the NFL. Like, if you're all in, you might as well be all the way in all phases. Roster, staff, support staff, shadow staff, recruiting staff, front office, all of it. They are, and this is another illustration of it with LSU retaining Jake Olsen here for 2026. I would have been fascinated to see, had Olsen left, what they would have done. Because I do not suspect, maybe they would have added someone to help with safeties. But with Chris Kiffin holding the co-DC title, my suspicion is he would have been one of the 10 full-time on-field staffers that could recruit off campus. But so much of it now is just, that really is the only differentiator when you look at the 10 full-time on-field staffers and everything else from analysts and support staff and all that personnel. Because everybody can coach on the field. Everybody can recruit on campus now. Everybody can work with players and film and all that sort of stuff. The only differentiator of your full 10-time full-time staffers, your 10 full-time staffers, is that they can recruit off campus. And my suspicion is that Chris Kiffin would have filled that role had Jake Olsen left. It would have been interesting, though, would they have blended corners and safeties under Corey Raymond, or would they have added a safeties coach to keep them separated? And I don't know what they would have done, but we may eventually get that answer if Jake Olsen leaves for the NFL, for somewhere eventually with Blake Baker, who might become a head coach or whatever the case may be. But we won't find out here in the short term because Jake Olsen staying at LSU for 2026. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com, LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Gents, if you screwed up Valentine's Day, which was Saturday, not too late for a makeup or an apology gift. Lee Michaels can help with 9 locations all over Louisiana. Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, online, LMFJ.com, LMFJ.com, Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com. You can search so much of their inventory there at the website. Maybe you're looking for a beautiful diamond engagement ring. Maybe you're getting close to popping the question. As the spring comes along, weather gets nicer, maybe love in the air, and you're nearing that time to pop the question. Go to Lee Michaels. Whatever you're looking for in whatever price point, they'll have it. If they don't have it, they'll find it. They can't find it, they'll make it. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Gents, thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry and experience the Lee Michaels experience at Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com. All right, it's After Further Review. Happy Mardi Gras, y'all. Glad you're hanging out with us here. A couple things that I do want to get to. The Saints are being projected to land a free agent running back, a name, this is the first I've heard of this one. I want to get to that here in a smidge. We've got some details of what the Big Ten is now presenting and what they want to see as a 24-team college football playoff, and a special anniversary I'm excited to tell you about in about 15 minutes. So stay with us here on AFR.
After further review.
We're brought to you by the Watermark in the Renaissance. Of course, it's Mardi Gras Day. I'm telling you, man, you catching parades around Mardi Gras, go stay downtown at Watermark Baton Rouge. Now, Mardi Gras is over, but maybe now you're starting to think about that great home football schedule in the fall. Or maybe you have friends or relatives or clients coming in at some time during the spring for an LSU baseball series. Or maybe it's you who you live out of town, you watch or listen on YouTube or podcast, and you're coming in town for a baseball series. Stay downtown at Watermark Baton Rouge. It is Baton Rouge's premier luxury hotel. Not me saying it. You all voted Watermark best hotel in the best of 225. It's awesome. A gorgeous hotel property with so much historical significance in downtown Baton Rouge. The Gregory, a phenomenal upscale dining experience right there in the lobby. The lobby bar is outstanding. A great place to host any type of event. It's downtown at Watermark Baton Rouge. Check them out. It's Watermark Baton Rouge.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase. Let the good times roll this Mardi Gras with Raising Cane's. One love.
I definitely trust the lake to take care of my body. Being the smallest person on the court, I just have to be in a lot better shape than everyone else, just being quicker and faster. Just having that trust on and off the court is going to help you win a lot more games.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know each case and client are unique, and that no two cases are the same. But one thing remains constant, and that is our passion to help our clients. After an accident, we know your life has changed, which is why we passionately fight to make you and your family whole. Remember, whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. We're here to serve you.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Well, she ain't into cars or pickup trucks, but if it runs like a deer, man, her eyes light up. She thinks my tractor's sexy.
It's Mardi Gras. Guess what's pulling all them floats? This is where you could talk.
I didn't know if that was rhetorical. John Deere tractors are pulling all of those floats.
Yes, John Deere tractors are pulling all those floats. You better believe it. I mean, what else would you trust to pull double-decker, 3-tiered floats with hundreds of riders in thousands of pounds of beads and other throws, better be a deer. By the way, they also sell small construction equipment. It's not just lawnmowers and ag. I mean, they do that, of course, better than anyone. It's Sunshine. Your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana, sunequip.com, sunequip.com. Happy Mardi Gras from Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. Green and gold colors. Just a little purple on there. You got Mardi Gras colors. Coincidence? Pfft, I think not. It probably is, actually, just a little bit of a coincidence. But, we'll keep it this way. I feel like as we approach the NFL draft, I'm going to fight a lot of you. I don't think this is going to stop. Because a lot of you really want the Saints to draft Jeremiah Love, 8th overall. And I really do not want the Saints to draft Jeremiah Love, 8th overall. And it is not an anti-Jeremiah Love sentiment. It is an anti-drafting a running back in the top 10 sentiment. There has been a devaluation of the running back position in the NFL in the last decade plus. And you can point to Saquon, who was a top 10 pick, but Saquon was a top 10 pick of the Giants. He didn't help them win. Only when he went to the Eagles did he help them win. And he went to the best roster in football. Ashton Genty, top 10 pick last year of the Raiders, who were the worst team in the NFL and are picking first overall. But that's not Genty's fault. Yes, it was not Genty's fault. He also did not elevate them past them being the worst team in the NFL. Thus, the devaluation of the running back position. You can find talented running backs outside of round one in free agency. The Saints had a productive back in Audric Estime off the street at the end of the season last year. I'm not telling you that's the ideal way to do it. You would love it if Kendre Miller was a more productive guy that you'd use the third-round pick on. That just hasn't been the case. But could Devin Neal as a sixth-round pick become a productive player? Sure. I just don't want to use the 8th overall pick on a running back. And it was interesting because ESPN.com ranked the top 50 NFL free agents and then projected the best landing spot for each of them. And 49th on the list, they had a running back that they projected to land with the New Orleans Saints. And it's Kenneth Gainwell, who spent the first 4 years of his career with the Philadelphia Eagles. And then this past year was in Pittsburgh with the Steelers, where he had a career year in Pittsburgh. So of Gainwell, they write the best fit being New Orleans. And here's the quick 2-sentence write-up. Given the uncertainty of running back Alvin Kamara's future in New Orleans, the team could bring in Gainwell. In Coach Kellen Moore's offense, Gainwell can be a change-of-pace runner, and he has the receiving traits to create numbers as an outlet for quarterback Tyler Shuck. Gainwell caught a career-high 73 passes and was vital on third downs for Pittsburgh last season. A little bit of the bio for Gainwell. And by the way, if someone like Breece Hall were a realistic option, I'd prefer Breece Hall. But let me illustrate why Gainwell is a sensible option. So, Gainwell would make a lot of sense for New Orleans. This continues to underscore my point. Why you do not draft Jeremiah Love at 8. Gainwell is 26 years old. Again, a young professional. A young veteran. So he's not a rookie. He's not over the hill. He's got 5 years of NFL experience. And he was a fifth-round pick of Philadelphia coming out of Memphis back in 2021. In 5 seasons, he's missed one game. 5 seasons in the NFL, he's missed one game. What's the best ability? Availability. Kenneth Gainwell has stayed healthy. Who has not stayed healthy? Alvin Kamara. So you have a 26-year-old, still very much in his physical prime, has been durable, missed one game in 5 seasons. That was his rookie season, by the way. Oh, by the way, he also played in 2024 for the team that drafted him, Philadelphia, under offensive coordinator Kellen Moore, who is now Saints head coach Kellen Moore. A lot of familiarity. That season, he had 75 carries for 290 yards and just 16 catches for 116 yards. Why? Saquon Barkley. He was playing behind Saquon Barkley, who ran for 2,000 yards. But for the fact that he sat out the final week of the regular season, would have set the NFL single-season rushing record. He had limited reps, but because he was playing behind Saquon Barkley throughout his career, he still has a lot of tread on the tires. He has only had, in his NFL career, has Gainwell, 394 career rushing attempts. And he averages 4.5 yards a carry. You heard, as we talked about there, this past season, his one season in Pittsburgh, he caught 73 passes. He had a career year in Pittsburgh where he had 114 rushing attempts, over 500 yards, averaged nearly 5 yards a carry. Prior to this season, the most rushing attempts he had in a season was just 84. So a guy that experienced a greater workload, but still has plenty of tread on the tire. And then you look at what it could potentially cost. And this isn't necessarily the thing that should be gospel, but it's a good gauge, right? So Spotrac puts out their market value as they draw a comp based on age and skill set and productivity and all that stuff. And they put a market value number on these players that are going to be free agents. Well, for Kenneth Gainwell, they project him having a market value of $3 million per year. A 2-year, $5.9 million contract is what they project. So, again, follow me here, all right? You're talking about a guy that's 26, only has fewer than 400 career rushing attempts, has been super productive in his limited opportunities, has played in Kellen Moore's offense before, and could cost you roughly $3 million a year over 2 seasons. That is a better option than using the 8th pick of the draft on a running back. Minimize your risk and look for a boom potential guy with the 8th pick at a position you can't get a boom potential guy outside of the top 10. Like, covet the fact that you have the 8th pick in the draft, which doesn't happen all the time. The Saints went a lot of years making the playoffs, which is way more ideal, in the Breeze era, where you were always picking in the 20s. And sometimes you had to reach for guys that you didn't have a first-round grade on. And so what did the Saints do? Instead of staying there and drafting guys, they traded up to get guys that they had a first-round grade on. And more often than not, you ended up with Peyton Turner and Marcus Davenport and Trevor Penning. This is an opportunity to stay where you are and draft someone who you feel is the best in this draft at their position that you're not going to be able to get value outside of the top 10. So give me Kenneth Gainwell with Alvin Kamara and keep Audric Estime around, and you've still got Devin Neal. Like, you've got options. I mean, we could still talk about Kendra Miller if you want, but the point is, like, you've got options at running back there to find a way to piece it together behind a really good young quarterback. A lot of y'all like Chris Olave a lot. I like him as a number 2. But go get me a true number 1 receiver. Or give me a lockdown number 1 corner, which you're not going to find outside of the top 10. That's what I would like to see New Orleans do. Go sign Kenneth Gainwell. Pair him with Alvin Kamara. Draft me a dynamic wide receiver, cornerback, edge rusher, something like that. I know a lot of y'all disagree. We're going to fight about this until the draft, and we'll see what they do. And I fear what they're going to do is take the running back. I don't want them to do that. And I'm going to spend a lot of time between now and the draft explaining why. Over and again, why I don't want them to do that. But I don't think Mickey is going to call or text me and ask me my opinion on the matter. All right, tap for further review. Hey, we're brought to you by Relief Windows, reliefwindows.com. Windows door siding, oh yeah, they do shutters too. And now, indoor shades. Check them out at reliefwindows.com. It's really cool. Whenever you go to the website, you'll see right there at the top of the page at reliefwindows.com, the tabs right there at the top. It'll say windows, doors, siding, shutters, shades. So whichever you're interested in, just pick one, and you'll see all the info there. You can see pictures, all the different options that they have. They have financing available. You know what's amazing about Relief Windows, though? And I literally don't know a single other contractor in any industry that does this. But Relief Windows will not take a down payment. They won't. Brandon takes 100% of the financial risk up front. Like, he will not take $1 from you. None. They do not want a deposit. They will not take a down payment. They will not take money from you until they're done and you're thrilled. It's just a different level of customer service that you experience whenever you use Relief Windows. Brandon says it all the time. It's his name. It's his legacy. It's what people say about you, how they remember you. And you want to do right by people. That matters to Brandon Holly. And so it matters to everyone in that business because that's how he runs his business and has since they opened their doors. It's why I am proud to endorse Relief Windows and will be proud to endorse them for as long as they give me the privilege. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, shutters, and shades too. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. Been a really good show. Jimmy will be here for Otterlocks. Actually, Jimmy was off today. Would you please text him to make sure that he's still going to be good for Otterlocks today? Let's see if we have Otterlocks up at the website. I don't know if Hunt posted it yet. I know we had one play yesterday. It was a college basketball play. But I'm trying to see if Hunt's got the play up at the website yet. Anyway, LouisianaSports.net is where Otterlocks is always posted, even if Jimmy can't join us on the show. If he can, great. We'll do that in about 15 minutes from right now. When we come back, a special anniversary today that I would like to share with you, and some detail around the Big Ten's proposal for a 24-team college football playoff. You know where I stand on that. But we'll talk about it next on AFR.
AFR.
If you're thinking of selling your home, call Darren James. Get your home sold. 335-7666, 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com. I was over talking to my buddy Gabe Guerrero at Goodwood last week, and he was telling me, like, he and his wife have a young family, growing family, and maybe looking for a little more space. And he was asking me last week, he's like, hey, man, I hear you talk about Darren James. Is that like home sale thing for real? I was like, yes, it's 100% real. It's his, as he calls it, the guaranteed sale program. Darren will look at market data. He'll sit down with you. He'll explain. And you will agree to a price and a deadline. If Darren doesn't sell your home at that price by that deadline, he'll have your home bought with cash, or he'll sell it absolutely free. What do you got to lose? Get your home sold. Get moving with your life. Call Darren James. 335-7666 or agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Dr. Johnson, that's my guy. He gonna tell me when I need to do better. He gonna tell me when I need to slow down. And I trust him 100%. The medical care that I receive at LSU and with Our Lady of the Lake is top tier. I really trust what they telling me, and they keep me right.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, Whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
The Big Ten late last week began circulating a document, leaking, sorry, call it what you want, leaking it everywhere, to lay out what a 24-team college football playoff would look like. It would include eliminating conference championship games, which I'm very much in favor of, and it would include a 23+1 selection model and an additional weekend of on-campus college football playoff home games. I don't know why people would be opposed to this. I know the argument is you're watering down the regular season. I think actually the exact opposite would happen. You'd have a more compelling regular season because you would have more teams engaged deeper into the season. And I know what this counter argument looks like, which is always to say, well, do you really want a 3 or 4 loss team in the college football playoff? Well, what are your 3 or 4 losses? I mean, not all teams are created equal. Not all losses are the same. You know, if you're in the SEC, I mean, we could look at teams this year. Like, Texas is a great example. Vanderbilt's a great example. Vanderbilt was a 10-2 team, didn't get in. Would I have liked to have seen Diego Pavia in the college football playoff? Yes. And I can't help but think about Texas losing the opener to Ohio State and not getting in the playoff because they were 9-3. And so I know the argument that people say is, well, don't lose the game. Okay. There's always the risk of losing a game when you play it. But what you're effectively doing is saying, okay, well, Indiana a year before was 11-1 and played a garbage schedule and got in the playoff because they were 11-1. Now, Indiana this year was outstanding. They won the national championship and very deserving. But remember, Indiana canceled a future home-and-home with Virginia. Virginia, who's a good team in the ACC, but this isn't a power program. But Indiana canceled their series with Virginia to schedule a directional state U. How does that serve the fans of college football? That's bad. Like, the net result of what is happening, Verge Osberry was with us last hour and pointed out the last 3 national champions from the Big Ten, none of them played a Power 4 non-conference opponent. So his point was, well, why are we doing that? Why are we choosing to make our schedule harder? As a fan, can we all agree? Like, you would rather see LSU open up with Clemson than South Carolina State? Of course you would. Like, we want to see better games, but not at the risk of costing your team a shot at a championship. So how do you see better games and still give your team an opportunity to play for a championship? Well, then what are the benefits? Well, now you're playing for seeding. A home game on campus or traveling? Like, that's what you could be playing for in November, maybe if you have 2 losses. Like, that matters immensely. A game in Tiger Stadium or going to Eugene or South Bend? Yeah. You can't argue that it's going to water down the regular season. It's going to make it more relevant for teams later into the season, as opposed to you lose 2 games and then, oh, well, are we going to the CarQuest Bowl? Are we going to the Mayo Bowl? Are we going to the Pop-Tart Bowl that guys are going to opt out of and nobody's going to care? No. Give me more games of value. So if they go to 24, I'd be over the moon. 4 was better than 2. 12 is better than 4. 16 is better than 12. 24 is better than 16. Where does it end? I don't know. Probably there. You want to get to 32? I'd be good with that too. Give me more football. Give me more quality, meaningful games and less LSU against Nichols and LSU against Louisiana Tech and LSU against Southern and LSU against Grambling and LSU against fill in the blank, whoever, Western Kentucky, that nobody wants to see. I was in Tiger Stadium for that game in November. the first game I'd been to since 2018. That was the most dreadful Tiger Stadium experience of my life. And I was there when LSU lost to Southern Miss in 1994. I was there when they lost to UAB in 2000. Like, that was the most dreadful everything associated with an LSU home football game. Give me things that matter. Greg Sankey continues to say, this was Greg Sankey on the Rich Eisen show, that he thinks 16 is the number.
When we've talked as a league, we think the move to 16 is the next right step. That provides 11 at-larges. It honors conference champions. And I do expect there's going to be a lot of stress about the low-ranked conference champions that are in this thing right now because they've displaced some much more highly ranked teams. That's the point of controversy. And so I do think we have to continue to adapt. Our league has said 16 is the right next step, whether we can agree upon that or not. As a group in the College Football Playoff Management Committee, that remains to be seen.
By the way, what the Big Ten is proposing in their 23+1 model is the top 23 teams, and then one spot guaranteed for a G6. Okay. No automatic berths, no guarantees for leagues, just the top 23 teams, and then one gifted spot to a garbage program that nobody actually wants to see. But that's what they have to do to appease the small programs that nobody wants to see. That's a true meritocracy, except for the one spot for the garbage program that nobody wants to see. Yes, please. I'll take that. Another 2 weeks of on-campus home playoff games? Yes, please. Who's opposed to this? It's illogical to try to make an argument to the contrary. So, this is an odd one where I side with the Big Ten. Like, if you give me my druthers, which would I prefer? I would prefer the Big Ten model. The 23+1, no guaranteed berths, get rid of conference championship games, 2 weekends of on-campus playoff games. Give me that. Sankey's lobbying for 16, but these sides couldn't agree, so we're stuck at 12 for at least another year. We'll see where it goes. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Evermore. Man, I'm going to tell y'all, honest goodness, true story. So yesterday, Parish, we had the balcony at Avenue Pub in New Orleans for Orpheus. We've done that several years now. It's awesome. It's great for our company, our all of us who work together, our families all get together. But you better believe I brought a big 64-ounce bottle of Evermore. I had my backpack, and I threw a 64-ounce bottle of Evermore in that mug because I knew I was going to maybe have a glass of brown water or two. Smoked a beautiful premium Bocock Brothers cigar as well. You better stay hydrated, man. You out there on that parade route, you forget. Weather gets a little chilly. You think, you forget because you're not sweating. You don't think you need to hydrate. You need to hydrate. Drink Evermore. EVAMOR. Evermore.com. Evermore.com. Drink it every day. You should as well. Get it at great local retailers. If you can't find it, order it online, evermore.com. Ask for it by name, evermore.com. EVAMOR, evermore.com. Okay, final break of the show's coming up, y'all. Been a great show. Jimmy will be here for Otterlocks. Before we get out and get to Otterlocks, I would like to say a quick thank you because today, February the 17th, is the 16th anniversary of this show. AFR debuted on February the 17th, 2010. So 16 years ago, we started this thing, and they haven't kicked me out yet, which is kind of crazy. It is very atypical. I very much understand it, to stay in one place for as long as I have. This is a very transient business, but I wouldn't still be doing this show if I didn't love what I got to do every day, which is talk about teams I love. Love the company I work for, and Guarantee Media I would put up against literally any media company in the country because of their commitment to their people, being live and local, in an industry where you consistently see jobs being cut, people being laid off, downsizing. Our company is doing the opposite. We keep investing in people and growing live and local. I love being here. So I love the Foster family and Gordy and everybody. And the other two components of that are our sponsors, who are the ones who continue to allow me to do this. I say it all the time. Like, I know a paywall model is one way of doing business. That is one economic model, to put up a paywall. I'm allergic to that. I never want to charge for content. What that means is you have to have great business owners that support what you do and are willing to partner with you, which is why I'm so thankful for all of our sponsors who have been great partners of ours here for 16 years. Some of them like Darren James and Kelly over at South Point Volkswagen, and I don't want to start naming names, but who have been with us for the entire time. And then ones who've been for longer than a decade, like Brandon Holly and Relief Windows and our friends at Shaw Bills. And my goodness, I'm starting naming names, but I'm so grateful to all of our partners and our sponsors who allow us to do this. And then mostly, of course, all of you, because if you all didn't come back and listen and watch every day, I'm literally just a guy in a room talking to myself. Well, actually, I'd be in a guy in a room talking to Moose and Paulie. And they, I think, get very sick of listening to me talk because they're the only two humans who have to listen to every word I say, except for Moose, because he pretty much tunes me out 86% of the time.
It's not true.
87?
It's not true.
88.
I thought you started at 88.
I said 86.
Oh.
Then I went to 87. Then
So you went higher. No.
86, 87, 88?
No.
89?
Maybe like 45 to 50.
Oh, I overshot it a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
I feel like my number's probably a little more accurate. Anyway, but sincerely, thank you. I'm not leaving. I ain't leaving. I can't say.
You can't do the real quote.
Yeah, I ain't leaving.
Because then you might be leaving.
You're not getting rid of me. I got news for you, Coach. I ain't going nowhere. Like, my wife don't ever want to leave, and I don't want to do anything else. So I'm never leaving. I mean, until y'all decide I stink and y'all don't want to listen anymore and nobody wants to sponsor the show, I ain't never leaving. So 16 years. Let's make it 16 more. All right, Otterlocks is next. It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001. Talk about great people that we're partnered with. River City's 1 Hour Air, Matt Rick, Paul Ragusa. They're first connected with Jim years ago, and Matt and Paul now on the day-to-day handling the operations, the marketing, and they've been awesome people, man. It's so easy to endorse them. The amount of times that I'm a part of their maintenance club. I practice what I preach, and I don't call Matt or Paul when I need something. I call 752-0001 the same way that you do, because they treat me the same way that they would treat everybody else, which is awesome. They'll have technicians come out to do a great job at a fair price. They're on time, or you don't pay a dime. They do what they say. That's why they got thousands of 5-star Google reviews. Check them out. River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, 752-0001, where they're always on time, or you don't pay a dime.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. No, the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
Okay, and what is our goal?
Less than 110.
That's right, less than 110.
We
teach.
We laugh. We pray.
Dear Heavenly Father, please guide our hands during this procedure.
Hey, how we feeling today?
I'm feeling better. We heal.
You look better.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
We do all things
I got you. No way.
with great love. FMOL Health. This is how we healthcare.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead...
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on this Mardi Gras edition of AFR, presented by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. One thing left to do, find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otterlocks.
Otterlocks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
You Otter. What up?
What's up, Matthew?
Just waiting for King Sucrose to come back.
He'll be back tomorrow. Mañana. Ash Wednesday, baby.
If you've
Yes,
never
indeed.
seen the photo of Charles Handegriff as King Sucrose, it's just a one of one. I mean, it is so epic. When he was what parade was that?
Oh, gosh. Let's see. Ethan was about, he wrote on the back of the float, Ethan was about 7, something like that.
It's been a good 10 years at least, you know?
Yeah. At least 10 years ago.
Yeah, so good. I mean, all full up with the scepter and the crown and like makeup and the wig and all of it, man. The whole nine. So good.
Matt, I grew up in the Mardi Gras balls as a kid in New Orleans, okay? I never had so much fun as that King of Sucrose ball and parade in Franklin at the Hanson Memorial Gym. I mean, I laughed for 36 hours straight. I mean, that crap was the best. It was the best.
So good.
It was the best.
Oh, man.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Let's get to it, man.
Yep.
We got a lot of them today.
All right.
Key injuries for North Carolina. Not only Caleb Wilson, but one of their bigs, their starting bigs, out tonight as well. I think the Wolfpack, they can't afford another home loss here. Lost the lead late, lose by 1 against Miami on Saturday. They'd be creeping toward the bubble, and you know you don't want any favors from the committee when you come to Will Wade. So NC State minus the 6.5 there. It's climbing though.
It's 8.5 now.
Though. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd bet it much smaller now. I would buy it to 6.5.
Okay.
Kentucky and Georgia. Georgia needs a win. Another team, and it's a soft bubble, but they are creeping toward that bubble. Paul Stone actually predicts they're not going to be able to make it. Kentucky, we think they're going to be competitive on the road here. They get blown out by double digits against Oklahoma, who's hot, by the way. We're taking a 7.5 in Rupp against Kentucky. Taking SMU plus 3.5 at home. I'd like them to win the game tonight. So we're going to take any points there, plus 3.5 with the Ponies.
It's
at home.
4.5 now, by the way.
There you go. Oh, have more on. Have more on it.
Not doing
Yes,
that.
indeed. Texas Tech, we usually court storm fade. Well, it's one of the biggest wins of the season on the road at Arizona in overtime. An Auburn win at Florida. Wisconsin's won at Michigan and Illinois. One of the top 5 wins in college basketball. Usually don't like to fade the hangover here. I think Texas Tech is starting to get it going right now. Bobby Hurley, this will be his last year coaching in Tempe. Take Texas Tech minus 7.5. And then a home slight dog, Central Florida, Golden Knights. They pulled off a few quality wins at home in Orlando. We like them plus the 1.5 at home against TCU. And I have an add-on for you.
Okay.
The last undefeated team in college basketball. You know who it is? Who's that?
No, it's Arizona lost. Who is it?
Miami of Ohio. Ohio. They are 3.5-point favorites on the road against UMass. UMass led most of the game. They got beat in overtime in the game in Miami, Ohio. Now they're at home here. I think the last undefeated goes down tonight. Take a Minutemen plus the points at home against Miami O.
We like a little sprinkle on the money line?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
1
Let me tell
minute
you what
remaining.
You do. A little SMU UMass money line parlay. What's that say?
Let's see. Add SMU. SMU plus 160. It comes back at plus 550.
Plus 4. There you go.
All right.
550. 55.
All right. I'm in.
Let's go.
Done.
Let's go.
Look at that.
Roca Pizzeria tomorrow on Government Street. King Sucrose will be back.
Thank you, Otter. Have a great night.
Good luck.
We'll see you. All right, it's after further review. We're getting out of here. Hey, remember, not too late to register for the $25,000 giveaway. ParishBuilt.com. ParishBuilt.com. We're giving away $25,000 cash. Sign up for a roof inspection. ParishBuilt.com. ParishBuilt.com. Muse Pauly, thanks. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
AFR.
Getting on down the road, we remind you about Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar. Of course, we've been able to tell you for so long now about the phenomenal NIL deals that Our Lady of the Lake has done with LSU athletes across all sports, not just football. Right now, of course, from basketball season for both the men and the women, taking care of Flaugier and Michaela Williams and Jada Richard and the great players on the LSU women's team that are pushing toward hopefully another Final Four berth. But we're getting geared up now with baseball and softball season as well. And there is going to be a conveyor belt of phenomenal LSU baseball and softball players we'll be able to tell you about as championship health partners there with Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Tell you all the time, when it comes to your health, there's two things we all want: access and convenience. FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, provides that every single day. So learn more at olrmc.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together we roar.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. Earned both on the court and off. And every step along the way, I trust Our Lady of the Lake to keep me in the game.
FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake experts provide best-in-class care for our state's world-class athletes, because it takes a champion to care for champions.
On the court, I trust my team. For my health care, I trust the lake.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase. Let the good times roll this Mardi Gras with Raising Cane's. One love.
The experts at Hood Dental Care want you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays. A $376 value. With over 3,000 five-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care. Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And we always have other great giveaways for new patients. Check out hooddentalcare.com and schedule your appointment today.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even JB could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of JB Falgu.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.